Hello, everyone. My name is Casey Broadhead. I am the Dungeon Master for Nightcastle Services. We are so excited that you guys are here for this is our 6th session here with the Fall of Shadowfell. Super excited. We're going to jump in really quick here, but some quick little announcements. If you want to play with us, go ahead and check out the links to the website here and different things around. I don't know which direction I pointed. I'm trying to look over there, but it's fine. Also, there's free one-shots that'll happen and other free content you can get from us. These videos will go out on YouTube every Tuesday at around 8 a.m. And there are other videos also going out on that YouTube channel about making characters, things of that nature. There's also a campaign coming up fairly soon. So if you want to kind of jump on and get on board with being able to play in that particular campaign that I'll be running, go ahead and check it out. All right. To recap. After a potential poisoning of Umberon's betrothed, Ladine Warbrewer, and the meeting of a particular individual, a white tiefling by the name of Darsa, our heroes are now deciding whether or not to accept an assignment and prepare for a journey to the capital of Manndannian, Ormouth. The current affairs of them, I believe, are just to kind of be deciding what they want to, basically what they want to do. So we're going to transition so you guys can see them, and let me unmute. All right. As of this point, the city's yours, guys.
Has my bow finished being made yet?
Yes, it would be.
Oh, sweet. All right. At some point, I need to make a trip down to the blacksmith today.
Okay. Yes. Sounds good.
Okay. Blacksmith. Evangeline and I were going up to the temple, right?
I think so. I think that's the plan.
Yeah, we were going book hunting.
Yeah, you guys were each looking for books.
At some point, I want to talk to Evangeline, so I'll probably tag along.
Okay. Any other current errands you guys are on?
I don't think I'm on any errand. I guess I'd go with Frey, because
Okay.
I've already been looking for books, and I'll just read my book in the background.
Okay, sounds good.
What a waste of time.
What are books?
You just don't know how to read, my friend.
Maybe it was meant to be that way.
Maybe.
Maybe people weren't meant for language. All right.
No, just right.
Maybe education is actually useless.
Okay, we'll start
Why
with
would
you,
say
Frey.
this at the wizard party?
Frey,
What?
you're going currently, I believe, you're just going in search of your bow from the blacksmith, correct? That's it?
If I can, I'd like to check in on my family, how they're doing. But
Okay, perfect.
yeah, those two things.
All right. Give me one moment. I just need to remember individual.
Actually, may I just stay at the tavern? I don't know.
Okay. All right. As you are just kind of you're looking for your family. I assume you're going up to the camp.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. As you arrive there, most of the individuals, like the camp, has mostly moved on. Most of the people of Bosham have left at this point. Either some of them seem to have tried to make lives here, but most of them seem to be going to wherever, maybe other family, maybe things of that sort. Your family is currently here, but they seem to just kind of still have kind of their stuff packed in case they leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay, yeah. As you approach, your mother just kind of looks up from where she is and says, "Oh, Frey, how's it going? Haven't seen you for a day or so."
Oh, it's been a little bit of an adventure, but I wanted to check in how many people you've made drunk yet, and how's it going? How's business?
Well, she kind of looks back at the cart of relatively few belongings in it they have. Says, well, people have gotten drunk is down, especially with none of the stores, as they were all destroyed. As for our family, we seem to be doing fine. I do think that it might be worth us... I don't know, I'm trying to decide kind of where to relocate, as this city doesn't seem to have need of another town.
Yes. Would I know of any towns that would be in kind of need near here?
I don't think so. This area
No?
is pretty populated. Most people are kind of set.
All right. And how much longer can you guys manage before no business catches up with itself?
Well, your younger brother, he's currently at the blacksmith shop, seeing if he can get an apprentice job there, of some
I was
kind.
headed that way.
And your sister, I believe, stopped by the Fletcher, looking for something there. So we might see what we can get for setting down roots here, but we'll see. Also, have you seen I saw another medallier around. Did you see her? Some girl with a glasses, kind of was wearing kind of scholarly robes, had a book. I don't know if you saw her, but something about her caught my eye. Just don't know if you had seen her.
Is that the same middle ear that was with Darsa?
No, it was
Okay, different. Okay.
yes.
Have I seen her?
No, I would say no.
Okay. I'll have to take a look. I was going to head down to the blacksmith, and so I can check on how brother's doing, and then I have another proposition. I guess I don't know much, but this party that I'm with seems to have a job to do, so I might join you later.
Do you know the specifics of the job? How long it would take? Where you'd be?
I cannot tell. I don't think they've shared that information with me yet.
All right.
But Zaixer's going, so I must go. But
okay.
I know you guys can handle each other. That's why I don't worry about you. I only worry about Zaixer.
All right. So I think we'll be all right. It seems like things with the blacksmith are going well, so hopefully that will work out.
All right.
And I have been able to find... I might have something I can get going here for myself as for work. Just to let you know, there was someone here that was looking for some people able-bodied. A man... oh, no, sorry. Been talking to a lot of people today. And Anamaya. She stopped by with, seemed to have a salesman of some sort, merchant, stopped by looking for someone to kind of accompany them on a journey. I don't know. If you see them, might as well talk to them. They seem to be a kind of like a cheetah, almost, looking Anamaya.
Interesting. I shall keep my eye out.
Right.
Did they happen to say which way they were headed?
I believe they were headed into... I think they said south, but I don't know.
South.
But yeah, if you see them, might as well see what other opportunities there are.
Well, I shall. I must be going, but
Okay.
tell sister to watch out. That Fletcher is a little fiery in temper. Well
Okay.
then, off we go.
All right. Stop by before you leave.
All right.
And she just kind of turns back to what she was kind of working with the cart. All right. As you guys are heading off towards the blacksmith shop, we'll transition to Evangeline and Ramus. Ramus.
And Uberon, he's coming too.
Oh, and over. It's coming as well. You guys, at this point, probably would have arrived near the outside of the temple, near the gardens. What are you here looking for?
I was looking for books on how to contact the gods.
Okay.
And maybe if there's anything about the Dark Forest, then I'll ask for that too.
Okay. Sounds good. Evangeline, Umberon, what are you guys here for?
I was looking for books on undead and just to go ask somebody.
Okay. Umberon, you here for anything?
I wanted a good opportunity to talk to Evangeline.
Okay. Ramus, as you walk in, kind of just scampers off looking for somebody. So if you want to talk to Evangeline, this would probably be the time.
Have you mentioned that you're looking for books on undead?
Well, I haven't been super secretive about looking for them. Ramus saw me with them.
Okay. Lady Evangeline, a word, if I may.
Yes, of course.
Of course, I hope not to overstep any bounds, and let me know if the subject matter is too personal. But with all the incidents we've encountered recently, I couldn't help but notice that your current living situation, as it were.
Do you mean that I've lost my home? Or is there something else that you're alluding to?
Perhaps I should say your unliving situation.
Oh, I love how you're just trying to beat around the bush as much as possible. Do you mean my research into the matter of undead?
No, no disrespect, but I mean the matter of you being one.
An undead, you mean?
Yes.
I am glad you told me. I was suspicious of the matter as of a few days now, but no one has been able to tell me that, so that's why I came here. But I see
see.
that I have gotten that question answered.
What led you to believe this about yourself?
Some things have happened recently, and I gained some abilities I did not have previously. And there were stories, I was looking into it, of the dead coming back to life with strange abilities like the ones I have.
Let's see. Unfortunately, I can be of no more help, but identifying when an undead is near me. But you have my full support in your research.
Thank you very much. It means a lot.
Okay. As you are just kind of sitting there and you turn to kind of just looking around at this point, having kind of completed your goal, you watch as a runner kind of just comes running up to one of the paladins on the outside. You see them exchange a couple words really quickly. The man who ran up, younger, kind of a young man, probably around 19, elven kind of looking, is just breathing heavy. Looks like they've been running for a long time. And they hand a basically looks to be some sort of a paper or parchment to the paladin at the gate, and then just runs off, headed towards. It appears to be headed towards one of the larger markets of the area. Ramus, as you are kind of headed in, are you looking for anyone specific?
Well, the Changeweaver's place was helpful. Do they have books in there?
Not that you saw just like sitting around.
Hmm. Are there any books just sitting around, or do I have to ask someone?
You assume you'll need to ask.
All right. Uh, does anyone look like they would be in charge of a dark forest?
Make me an insight check.
Oh no. That's an 11.
Okay.
Which honestly isn't bad for Ramus.
Yeah, you look around, and then you, like, as you're looking around, your eyes land on Evangeline, and you're like, if anybody was in charge of a dark forest, looks like they're right there.
Well, I know she was researching that stuff, but, like, she already told me everything she knows about it, so I'll probably head back into Changeweaver's place.
Okay. As you step back into the Changeweavers area, once again seeing the cascading hurricane and everything around the standing statue, you notice that there are several clerics that you haven't seen before. The woman you talked with last night does not seem to be at least out here. But you do see a paladin that seems to be in the process of pinning up a notice in just kind of a small board that's sitting there.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have books here?
Yes, I think we have something. Let me go ask. Give me a moment.
All right, thank you.
And he kind of walks off. You see him quickly just seem to talk with one of the clerics. And then you watch the cleric kind of walks up to you and says, you're looking for books? A specific type would be helpful. What are you looking for?
Well, I was thinking either, like, a magic one to help me talk to, like, your goddess or something. Because, like, I did that yesterday, but the person I talked to, she didn't tell me how to do that. If you have a book on, like, how to do that, that would be great. But also, if you know something about, like, this spooky dark forest, that would also be wonderful.
Yeah, that was a lot. So, spooky dark forest. The only one I know of is the Entine Forest in the Fal Theocracy.
I already looked at that one, but, like, that didn't seem like the forest I saw yesterday. It looked more like the sky was weird.
Okay. What did the trees look like?
Big, dark, and spooky. Like, they had branches, but the leaves were all kind of jagged.
Okay, so it's definitely not a Rallen forest. I can see what I can find. As for your other request of something on speaking with the gods, there are specific gods you're trying to talk with?
I mean, anyone who really knows about where that dark forest would be, honestly.
Okay, so basically any of them. All right. Give me a moment. What she heads off, and she comes back about 5 or so minutes later. She has one book under her arm, and she has a spell scroll in the other. As she walks up, she says, "I can lend you the book to read for a moment. I can't let you take it. It belongs to one of the other clerics."
Can I buy it?
No, it belongs to one of the other clerics. This is a you can sit right there, and she points at a bench, and read it, and then you give it back to me, and then you leave. As for this, and she holds up the spell scroll. This is one spell of commune. I can't exactly teach you how to use it, but I have one spell scroll left. For this, these are honestly hard to make, and they're quite expensive. This one I'll give to you for 100 gold.
That's a lot of gold. I don't know if I have that much, but I do have a lot of random stuff. And I don't have anyone who can tell me how much gold they're worth, and so maybe I have 100 gold. Do you want to look at all my stuff?
This isn't a pawn shop, so no. If you come up with the money, you can come back and get the commune scroll, but I can't just give it to you. But
Why not, though? It's right here.
Yep, and she just like puts it in her like cloak, and then she just like hands you the book and says, "Go ahead and read, and I'll see you in a bit." And you watch as she kind of goes off, and you watch as she kind of gives a nod to one of the paladins who just kind of like keeps an eye on you.
All right, I'll sit down and read then.
Okay. The book, as you kind of open it up, it seems to be it's more like an atlas of just different places, gives some geography. It's a map book. You do find one page in it near the back that seems to have been added later. It's been kind of glued in. It seems to go over like the geography of a dark forest, but the title seems to be missing, and the specific geography locations are written in a language you can't read.
Can I use comprehend languages?
Sure. As you do, the names become clear of the different geography points. The biggest part that it seems to speak of is the Evernight Forest. It seems to be the biggest part of this. As for what you know of this place and what it can give you, it doesn't seem to give you any information on it or where it is. But you can see that written in each of the corners of kind of this this fairly nicely made map, there are 4 symbols that are there. Each of the symbols is similar to the other, but they're unique. You've never seen them before, and they don't seem to attach to anything you know. Each of them is almost like Japanese script, but a little bit ornate, and it's also got each of them, when you look at each of the symbols, they give almost like an emotion, seems to be what's portrayed by them, but you're not quite sure.
I'd like to. Can I pull out my dream journal and just try to copy down the symbols as well as I can?
Yeah, make me a performance check.
Hey, I'm proficient in that. That's not very good. That's a 10.
Okay, they're decent. They're decently made. Like, they're not as ornate as the stuff in here, but you're fairly certain you captured the likeness of the 4 symbols. As you're just kind of going to close the book, your hand kind of just brushes over the page, and for a brief second, the image of the forest seems to like appear to you. For just like half a second, you're just standing in the forest, and then it's gone.
I really want to keep this book, but I said I'd give it back. So I'll try to find the cleric again and give her back the book.
Okay. As you get up, the cleric is over. She seems to be sitting and talking with one of the individuals. As you walk up, one of the individuals here, you see as you walk up, the individual seems to be a shorter looking, shorter than Frey, metal-ear woman. She has glasses. Her hair's back in an almost blondish look, with a huge braid of hair. And she's sitting there, and she's holding one of the Changeweaver like symbols. She's kind of knelt on the ground. As you walk up, the cleric says, "Thank you. I'll take that." Takes the book and says, "Anything else you need?"
Not right now.
Well then,
So
Um,
can I please have this book? Please?
give me a moment. She walks off with the book. She comes back a little bit later. 50 gold.
That's still a lot of money.
It belongs to
I don't
someone
have
who won't part with it for less than 50 gold. So I'm sorry.
I'll ask Umbron later. It's fine.
Okay.
I want to go up to the metalier woman
Okay.
and be like, "How'd you grow all that hair?"
Okay. You're just gonna ask that? Sweet.
Yeah.
She looks up at you and says, "It's my hair. It's simply my hair. Um,
Yeah, but like that's super long. Like, how long did it take to grow that long?
um, well, 7 or 8 years.
Whoa, that's so long. Wow,
S-
that's really impressive.
Thank you. I'll, just see. She kind of like she stands up. You see, as she kind of puts the pendant back under her shirt. And you see her like you didn't see before, kind of from the position you were in. As she picks up a satchel, and she kind of puts it over her shoulder, and you can see in it there appear to be 2 books in the satchel.
What were you doing?
I was playing to someone, a dear friend, who's had me so many struggles.
Hmm. Was it the Changeweaver person?
Yes. I've just come to rely on her through a lot of my life, yes.
So were you like kind of talking to her?
Yes, I'd say so.
What kind of magic did you use?
I didn't use any magic.
You don't need magic to talk to the gods?
No, you don't. For them to respond, it's easier with magic, but you can always talk to them. They're always listening.
Oh, that's huh. And they'll just hear you wherever.
Yes.
Wow. That's really crazy. What you reading?
She kind of like leans down. You watch. She takes one book out, and she says, "This is just a book a friend gave me to kind of check out." And she kind of like holds it out so you can see the cover. And it it seems to be a how best to describe the cover of this. It seems to be a book almost entirely on the rise of kind of the rise of the Iron Griever and what caused it. Seems to be most of what the book seems to be about.
I've heard of that thing, the Iron Griever person. Like that's like a new god, right?
Yes, from what we understand, yes.
So how did he become a god? How does one become a god?
I do not know, and it doesn't seem known of how anyone becomes a god. However, I do believe there was something I was reading recently about what's. I'm trying to remember the specific individual. Someone by the name of Carl Red, I think was the name. She's the keeper of a graveyard. That people have purported to have been the ascension point of the Iron Griever, but I do not know. It is in Tenek, so we'll see. current issues between our two nations, it seems unlikely for me to go and investigate.
Hmm. Well, maybe when I go home, I could investigate for you. That'd be fun.
Yes, be that would be good.
Do you have a name?
Yes. So this is a little interesting. Just to kind of have this conversation. My name is Vimelian Defoyak.
Sorry?
Vimelian Defoyak.
Yep, I can pronounce that. I'm Ramis.
Nice to meet you, Thomas. If it's easier,
Mhm.
most people just call me Vima.
Vima?
Yes, Vima.
That's cool. That's a cool name.
Thank you.
Do you know Frey? He's made of metal like you.
I do not know if I'm sorry. Do you need anything, or
No, I just thought your hair was really cool.
well? Thank you. Here, and you watch as she just kind of opens up her hand, and you watch as kind of excreting from her hand comes like a liquid metal that forms into a small, like rose-like pendant of metal. It seems to be like almost a rose gold kind of a coloring to it. And she says, "Here," and she takes and she pins it to your hat. And she just says, "Safe travels. Yes, have a good day." And she just kind of walks off into the main area.
Wait, do you want money for this?
No, I'm all right. Have a good day. I've got to be somewhere
Okay.
today.
Bye.
We'll see you.
Then I'm just gonna head out. You can go to someone else now.
Okay. Yeah, Evangeline.
I think. Did you have something, Landon? Before I go?
Nope.
No.
Not that I can think of. Sorry.
Okay. I thought you were raising your hand there.
No, I was checking some.
Oh, cool. Okay. Can I go into the grave carer's place?
Yeah.
And just like see if I can talk to one of the clerics.
Yeah, as you enter, you see the same, just like white cloaked statue standing there.
Okay.
The clerics, there seem to be about 2 or 3 that are out here, and there's you can see one paladin is standing there, and you actually see as you kind of are arriving that they seem to be talking with a woman in what appears to be almost like tribal wear, made of like leathers and skins, and she has 2 pauldrons come up, and as you walk in, you actually feel a very strange, almost like pull of your eyes to the hilt of a sword that she has. The sword hilts, there's a small gem that seems to be in the top of the sword hilt, and it's surrounded by metal in the shape of like flower petals that are like surrounding the gem. It's like a pinkish gem that seems to be just glowing. And your eyes just kind of seem drawn to it. You don't feel any connection to it or anything, but your eyes are just kind of drawn to it. The woman has long, like flaming red hair that's just kind of seems to go all over the place, looks pretty messy. And she just seems to be in the middle of a conversation with 2 of the paladins.
Okay. And do I like know why it catches my eye other than it looks kind of cool?
No, it just seems to kind of catch your eye.
Okay. I'm just gonna kind of like keep her in my peripheral.
Okay.
And then go talk to a cleric, like anyone that doesn't look busy.
Okay. Yeah, as you walk in, one of the clerics kind of gets up from where they've kind of seem to have just kind of been adjusting one of the small shrines. Looks over. Madam, do you need something?
Oh, yes. I was wondering if I'm not sure if you deal with any of this here, seeming as this is a holy place, but I'm wondering if you know how the dead come back to life.
Interesting question. Are you speaking to clarify of those who have been brought back to fully living or the undead?
I'm not quite sure, really. My friend confirmed some of my suspicion that I myself am undead.
Oh, interesting. Um, very well. He kind of like glances around, just kind of like glances around, and you see like there are two or three of just like patrons who seem to have just kind of come in here. He kind of glances at them. They seem to be far enough away, but he says, let's just step a little bit. Let's just step a little bit more in private here." And he just kind of steps over to kind of a corner of the room, next to just kind of one of these large kind of pillars that seems to have been kind of sculpted to look like a tree, like the bark of a tree. And he just says, "Give me a moment." And you see as he pulls a couple things out of a small component pouch. He says, "Would you like me to confirm that you're undead?"
If you would like, but I don't have any doubts that my friend was telling the truth.
Okay. Would you like to know for yourself?
Sure. Yes, that would be much appreciated.
Okay. Give me a moment. And he pulls out another ingredient and he says, "Your hand, please, or some sort of exposed skin."
Okay. She's gonna like just kind of like slip off her glove a little bit just to show her wrist.
Okay.
And like give it to him.
Okay. He takes it, and you see he doesn't botch at all. And he just kind of takes it and he rubs kind of a bluish, almost kind of, it's almost like powder, but just it's a little wet. And he just kind of rubs it on there, and he says, "Don't cover that up for just a moment." And he just kind of, he's holding your hand kind of up a little bit with his, and he says, "All right, this may sting just a tiny bit, but this will just watch your hand." And he then he takes with his other hand, and you watch as he just kind of crushes a couple ingredients, and then you watch as he speaks a small command, and then your eyes, basically, you gain divine sense for a moment. And as you're looking at your hand, you can see the like clear, like undead, unmistakable undead
Okay.
on your own skin there. And he says, "I would say they'll." Sorry, I keep going into French there for a second. I'd say there's no doubt. As for, you don't seem mindless, so I do not know exactly why that would be. Most undead are mindless. They're there to destroy. You seem quite conscious. So that is interesting. And he just kind of he says, "Give me a moment," and he just kind of, he rubs off the remains of the blue powder. It seems to mostly have kind of like almost burned away when he cast a spell, and you do feel like, you didn't feel it in the moment just because you were kind of watching, but you do see that there's like a small, like, almost like your skin is kind of inflamed where it was. And he just says, "That should go away within about an hour or so. It just, transferring this use of spells to people can be hard." And he just kind of gingerly like puts your glove back up to where it was. He says, "As for any, I guess, do you have any questions?"
I have gained some ability. I now know of the time that I was killed and then brought back to life, but at the time I didn't notice. I didn't believe I died. I thought somehow I'd survived. But I gained some kind of magical abilities since then. Before I did not have them, and now I do. So I'm wondering if you've heard of anything like that.
Interesting. I do not know myself anything specific, but someone, I've heard they're in town. I don't know for sure, but two people you could ask who might know more of things of this particular sort. There's a detective, Fairy Quill, I believe, is in town right now. And the other, I would say to maybe investigate, though you may, depends on if you believe in superstition. The Grim, I believe, is also in town. So you could perhaps talk to her.
And who is the Grim? I've heard of Fairy before, but I have never heard of the other person.
The Grim, she's a bandage ghoul. She's came into town last night, stopped by here for a moment and then left.
Okay, and do you know where I might find them?
I'd find the Grim anywhere where there would likely be evil in this city. So I don't know for sure. You could try the mines, and she could be there. As for Fairy Quill, I know that she came here and was on the way to the ruins of Bosham. I think she wanted to go and investigate specific things about that area. So she might not even be here anymore. I don't know.
All right, thank you. I will go see who I can find, but thank you so much for your help.
Of course. Oh, one thing before you go. Be thinking if there was an emotion specifically tied with when you seem to awake alive again. I've heard the Grim talk about that a little bit. I don't know what it means, but I know it has something to do with things. So just be thinking. Hope you have a great day.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you.
Okay.
And he just kind of turns back to what he was doing.
All right, and then I'll just kind of leave, and I'm guessing Umberon, you're still there, just like chilling in the church.
Okay. Yeah. As of this point, I think the three of you are probably leaving. We'll transition back to you guys going to the Blacksmith Shop. As you guys are kind of approaching the shop, you can see it seems to be bustling. There's 2 or 3 people that are kind of seem to be in the Blacksmith Shop at this moment. And you can see the shopkeeper of the, well, I guess the blacksmith herself is kind of there. She seems a little bit swamped currently. And she's just kind of seems to be throwing things together, trying to get everything done. And you can see Frey, your younger brother, is kind of sitting there off to the side on a stool watching the spear mill woman moving around quickly, and kind of he has like a small little like piece of paper that he's kind of writing as he watches her.
This is the blacksmith?
Yes.
Apparently my brother knows how to write.
Yep.
I'll
Your
ask
brother wasn't
if there's
stuck just
anything
bounty
I
hunting
could.
forever.
That's fair.
What were you saying?
I'll ask if there's anything that I can help with to the. Be like, I know a decent amount of blacksmithing if you need some help.
Yeah, if you have the time, she said, she points, she says, just don't burn yourself. I'm not going to pay for any treatment. And she points at she points one of the forges where you can see there's a almost finished sword that's sitting there in the final, like, basically the final burning process. Like, it's basically just about ready. This is just tempering it.
Okay.
And she says, if you could get that out and put it in the oil there to quench it, that would be great. And then if you would then check there, and she points at a furnace. I have an ingot in there. I need to know if it's ready.
I'll go over and start doing that stuff.
Okay. As you kind of lift out the sword, you can see it's well made. It's a well-made sword. It is function. it's not made to be ornate. It's just a functional weapon.
Oh.
As you kind of go and you quench it in the oil, it is, and as you pull it out, you notice that there are like these interesting, almost like wave-like striations throughout the metal. As you just kind of pull it out, you've seen this particular type of metal before in this particular process, but you've never seen as many waves in a blade. And then as you kind of go over and open up the furnace, you can see that in there is a blue ingot, like a light blue ingot that seems to be heating, but it's not. You don't think it's quite ready.
Okay. I'll just watch it and I'll let her know when it's ready.
Okay. You notice the Frey, the woman, she kind of like notices you walk in, and she says, "There," and she points at, you can see a bow is sitting, kind of, it's sat hooked to the wall. It's your old bow, with you can see rings that have been put through it, of powered, this particular metal. Did you describe a specific metal, or was it just, I think it was just steel, right? Or was there a metal you wanted?
I didn't describe a specific metal.
Okay. Then just with the steel, you can see it's been definitely reinforced. And as you pick it up and just kind of pull it back, it's powerful. And it doesn't seem to, like it bends with your draw, but it doesn't seem to break or anything. It's also, she seems to have kind of taken, you basically left the pieces of your old bow here, and she's incorporated them into it.
That's awesome.
But it's made, the like centerpiece where your hand goes is made of metal. And it's, as you touch it, there's a leather around it that it fits pretty well in your hand. It's made to work for someone of your height. The height of the bow seems to be around your same height. So it's around a 9-foot
Large
bow.
bow. All right. I am thoroughly impressed. And yeah. If she needs help lifting any heavy objects, I'm there.
Okay. You say this, she says, I do have one thing. Around the side of the building, there's a cart full of ingots. If you can move it, would you take it around back and push it in? You'll see a small slat open in the wall. I need the ingots pushed through.
I'll go do that.
Okay. I need you, as you walk around, you see the cart, and you can see that the wheels are like snapping from the weight of the ingots. And it seems to have been, like, you can see one guy, like a worker who's like, seems to have just brought it here. And you see him like looking at it, and he's like, can't believe she wanted that many ingots, especially if, oh, I think I'm gonna need a new cart. And you see he's like, you can see there's 3 horses that were attached to it, that are all just sweating profusely, and he's currently like trying to calm.
Okay. Does he have any like rims to his wheels?
Yeah, they're bending.
Okay. They're bending. Okay. Well, let's get this weight off of that first. So she wanted me to move the cart around, or
So
did she just want me to like?
She needs the ingots, but she thinks you assume she means the cart, moving the cart around would make it easier to just move the ingots. But she
All
basically just wants the ingots. As you look in it, there are ingots in there, but you can see there are only 4. They're like sheets of about this thick, that are like sheets that have been placed one on top of the other. They don't, like when you initially look, they're only about like this wide, and they're about 9 or so feet long. And so as you just kind of get in there, you don't think they would be that heavy, but judging by the weight on the wheels, you're assuming that they're much heavier than they look.
I'm gonna put my pack down.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to lift the top one.
Okay, make me a strength check.
Oh man. 13.
13. You're able to pick it up, like kind of lift the end of it, and you're like, okay, I got this, and you kind of take it, and as you can get it off of the cart and fully in your arms, the weight seems to almost triple.
Ow.
And so you, like, as it does this, you're not used to anything doing that. And so you just kind of like set it down quickly, and as soon as one of the edges touches the ground, it seems to lessen in weight. I need to specify, it seems to lessen in weight as soon as it is stationary. So
As
like,
soon as it is stationary.
so basically, one end of it is on the ground, and the other end you're kind of holding up, and it seems to have lessened in weight.
All right. I'm gonna go grab my shield,
Okay.
and I'm going to sadly put it in or on the ground
Mm-hmm.
and rest one end on top of the shield.
Okay. All right.
And then I'm going to use the shield and drag it over to where the slot needs to go.
Okay. Make me a. Let's see. Make me an athletics check. You have advantage because you put on the shield.
Hallelujah! Thank goodness for advantage. 19.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to maneuver it around. You can. It does like you have to be careful with like how you're holding it, because even the slightest adjustment it increases in weight. But you're able to get it around, and you have it in position to like enter. You can see there's a small slot, almost like it's about the size of almost like a mailbox. You can see it goes far back in there, and the pieces are made to fit in there. Like it's just big enough to fit all four pieces on top of each other pushed in.
Okay. Can I try to put the first one in?
Yeah. Make me a strength check to lift it as you're putting it in.
Another 13.
Okay. You're able to kind of position it and put the end you've been holding in place. Then you go to the part that's on your shield, and as you grab it and lift it, you're able to lift it, but it, like, you haven't lifted anything this heavy before. But you're barely able to get it up high enough, and then you just kind of like shove it in with your, like, using your abdomen to kind of push it.
What is this metal? It's weird.
I mean, that's a really long piece of metal. That would be heavy, no matter what it was.
Who's the smartest?
I think he's talking that's here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just you and Orestes, or is Sarek there?
Sarek, are you here? No?
Okay, it's just Orestes with you.
Orestes is busy, though. I'm going to ask the dude with the cart if he's got any idea how to make that easier.
Says, I don't know. I got it from some guys that had this really cool little, it was like almost like a glove that they put on, and they grabbed it, and the thing remained stationary, and they could just lift it and walk with it like it was nothing. I don't have one. And I took this from down by the mines. So this is traveled literally. He thinks about it, like 2,000 feet. But
how long did it take?
I had to work the horses hard, but it was about 10 minutes. Yeah.
10 minutes. Okay. I guess there's no other choice but to continue forward.
Okay.
I will repeat the process with the other three.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to do that.
Attempt to.
Yeah. By the end, you're like, yeah, you're tired after doing all those, but it's there. You put them all in.
All right. Is it possible for me to reinforce the rims of his wheels with my blood metal?
Possibly. Make me a. Let's see. Make me an Arcana check, but you have advantage on this, and use your Wisdom modifier.
Oh, okay. $21.
Okay. You're basically able to reinforce it. He's still going to need to get like a more permanent repair, but it'll get the cart to where he can do that.
Right.
Says, thanks. That's very helpful. Yeah, I'll need to get that done with fairly soon here. Here, for your troubles, and he flicks you a silver. And then he just kind of says, happy trails. Yeah, have a good day. He just kind of, you see him start attaching his horses back to the cart and get ready to go.
Just one more moment. You said you came back from the mines. Has anything of interest happened down there recently? I heard there was some bounties on there.
Where the progress at the mines, from what I know, has slowed down quite a lot. We're barely. I'm basically just a courier, but from what I understand, they're just kind of moving just the basics from the upper parts of the mine. It's basically they've just gone to removing some of the ingots and things that they haven't had ready, or that they've already collected from the top out, but none of them are willing to go lower than 100 feet because of the particular monsters. I know that I left when I saw a bandage ghoul arrive. I didn't like that, but there was a bandage ghoul that I saw there.
Ah, I see. Well, thanks.
Of course.
I must return, but it's been nice knowing you.
Nice knowing you too. And he just kind of like attaches his cart and goes, yeah, Ryan. Go ahead.
Would like to make my way over to the mines.
Okay. All right, we'll do that in just a second.
Just so you know.
Yeah. Frey, Orestes, anything else you guys are doing here?
No, if Frey comes back inside, I'll just be like, "Oh, feel free to go back without me. It might take a bit. Seems like she's pretty swamped. I'd like to help."
All right. I'm gonna nod thanks to the spear mill.
Okay.
Grab my bow, and then I wanted to check out the mines as well.
Okay. All right, so you're gonna just head in that direction?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Orestes, I'll just say, like, since you're kind of staying there and helping, she'll pay you 4 gold for your help.
I'll thank her and I'll be like, "You've done some fine work there. Pretty impressive."
Thanks. Long days. Oh, to let you know, you've got a practiced hand.
Yes, I was an apprentice of some sort back in the day, but I never loved blacksmithing that much.
All right. I don't know. Your style seems familiar, I guess.
I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you.
Yeah. You watch as she, like, as you kind of head out, she kind of gives you another look, and then she kind of like looks at you, and then she says, "One moment." And she just kind of comes up, and she kind of like she goes to shake your hand. Just kind of holds out her hand.
I'll shake her hand.
Yeah, and then she kind of leans close and says, "I'd be a little careful. If you are who I think you are, I think there's someone looking for you here. If you're worried about it."
I think it's a simple adventure.
Okay. All right. And she just kind of lets go and goes back in, and you can see Frey's brother there, and she just kind of like, you watch, she just kind of ruffles his hair, and you see his, like, the metal of his hair just kind of like moves around with where her fingers are, and she just She then gestures for him to follow her inside.
I'll head back to the tavern.
Okay.
And I'll just read my book.
All right. Ramus and Umberon, are you following Evangeline to the mines, or would you go back to the tavern?
With us.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. What'd you say there?
That depends on if she brings it up to us.
Oh, okay.
I think I would, but I would kind of suggest that you guys go back to the tavern just in case, because those things are bad luck.
Wait, what things are bad luck?
The bandage schools.
Okay, because remember, wait. Weren't you with me when the rest of the party learned about the mines?
What do you mean?
Well, because I remember I was like, Umberon doesn't know anything about the quest or whatever's going on in the mines.
I don't either. I just know that there's a bandage school there that I want to talk to.
Oh, okay.
What's a bandage school?
They are the blood hunters, the new kind that are
Well,
like omens
me
of
as a
fate.
player, I know that. Ramus, I
Oh.
don't think knows what that is.
Oh, they're kind of magical. They're newer. Not many.
Oh, they're magic? I want to see one.
These aren't a very good kind of magic that I've heard of. They bring very bad luck and death.
I mean, we've already kind of had bad luck considering what happened to Bosham.
But I would prefer that you stay with Umberon, more safer.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
All right. Umbron, do you want to go with, or just do you want to go back to the tavern?
Can I insight check Evangeline?
Sure, go for it.
What are you inciting?
I don't know, see if like there's a specific reason you don't want us to go with you, if it's really because you believe they're bad luck.
Okay.
Oh, that's a 2, I think.
I think she's just really good at passive deception, but it's the truth. She just doesn't want you guys to fall in with bad luck.
I'm not sure I believe in bad luck. What about you, Ramus?
I mean, like, bad luck does kind of exist, I think, but like, if you don't want us to go, then I can go check on Tanra and see if she's back, cause her note, she didn't say when she'd be back, and so I could just go see if she's open.
Yes, I prefer that. Even I'm not much for bad luck either, but just in case.
Okay, so it's just Evangeline going, from what I understand?
Yeah, unless Umbron wants to go, but I think Ramus has made up his mind to go check out just go see if Tanra's back, and if not, he can like hang out with the kids for a while.
Okay. What are
I
you
mean,
up
if
to?
you really just think it's because of bad luck, that doesn't bother me, so I'll go ahead and follow with you, unless you really just want to be alone for different reasons.
No, she's fine.
Okay,
Even though it does make her a little nervous that you follow her.
so Evangeline and Umberon are both going.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. As you guys head there, as you approach the edge of the mines, you can see that the mine entrance is actually like a ornately carved, like stone pillars. And as you kind of see, like the initial part of the mine are like stone pillars that hold it up as it goes down. You can see that there are people that are seen to be carrying out ingots and stuff from there. You don't see a bandage school standing anywhere immediately visible. I would say that kind of as you guys arrive, I think that Frey, you'd be maybe have like arrived there maybe a minute earlier.
Okay.
So you would probably see Frey kind of there, kind of getting his bearings of what's going on.
I would just kind of like wave and just be like, "Hello, Frey."
Ah, Lily. And, right? No,
Lena.
not Lily. Lena.
Lena.
That's right. That's what you wanted. Remember, He's terrible with names.
Yeah, I know.
And Umberon. Perfect.
I'm impressed you remembered mine.
Yes, I'm impressed too.
This can be quite the tongue twister.
It's a seething hatred for
reads
you.
minds.
He only remembers his worst enemies.
Yes.
I am on the lookout for a bandit.
Why do you hate me?
Ah, yes, I've heard. So yeah, I was talking to somebody and he said that there's a bandage school down here. And I think yesterday I was checking out the bounties and they were asking if someone could report information on the bandage school down here. I came down here because I've learned that if there's anything that's going to change your destiny, it's meeting a bandage school.
I assume that is one thing to meet them for.
Okay.
Okay, can I look around for them?
Yeah.
Even ask around?
Yeah, totally. So just make me an investigation check. Investigation if you're just looking. Persuasion if you're going to ask anybody.
Can
I'm
I
going to
do
roll
both?
persuasion.
Sure, we'll let one of you roll one and one of you roll the other.
Who's really good
alright.
at persuasion or
I
I'm
am
really good at
extremely good
investigation.
at persuasion.
You do persuasion, I'll do investigation.
All right. I'll do perception.
Okay, go for it.
That is a 21 for investigation.
All right.
A dirty 20 for perception.
And an 18 for persuasion.
Nice. Those are some good rolls.
Oh, team.
Yeah, as you guys are kind of between all of you, you're able to find like someone who's able to kind of direct you in a general direction of where they went. From what you were able to gather, the bandage ghoul. It's interesting because most bandage ghouls don't have names from what you've understood or like titles, but this one seems to like most of the people seem to have at least seen this one before and know that her name is the Grim. Or at least like that's what she's called. They do. You get kind of pointed into the mine, and they kind of give you general directions of going down, and that if you're going to find her, she's likely near the one of the newer parts of the mine, which seems to be where the monsters seem to have been appeared.
Okay. Should we just go down that way? I'm sure now that there's 3 of us, we could probably handle a monster or 2, but let's hope we don't run into them, I suppose.
Yes, I
That's
suppose
fair.
that would be preferable.
Okay. As you guys are going, is there anything like I'd like perception checks, but if there's any other checks you'd like to make, anything that you're worried about, you're free to ask for those checks as well.
What does the structural integrity of this part of the cave look like?
The initial part is incredibly sound. You can see it's like built directly into the rock with massive stone pillars that are holding it up.
All right. I'm going to be on the lookout for when it becomes not so sturdy.
Okay.
But that's an 18 on perception.
Okay. All right.
I got a 12 for perception, and I would like to just kind of like keep an eye out for any enemies, like monsters, like keep a hand near her pistol at her side.
Okay. And Umbrella?
I got a 6.
Okay. As you guys are kind of going, you don't see anything that could be like signs of monsters, anything like that. The biggest thing you notice is there do appear to be like there's a discarded rusted spear at one of like the intersections that you guys pass, which doesn't seem to belong here. But you do see just kind of a discarded spear is sitting there. You also notice that around one corner, kind of as you're just kind of walking, one of you just walks like directly into just kind of a small spider web that you're just kind of brush away, just kind of that, kind of getting it off of you. As for finding the Grim, you do eventually, as you're kind of following the directions, you do find your way to the like main part of the mine. And you're kind of, you can see as you walk in, there seems to be a torch that's been like placed on the ground farther into like the tunnel that enters into this newer area of the mine. This seems to be where the stone pillars change to wood. seems to be going into this newer part of the mine. They just don't seem to have gotten to replacing it with stone yet. But you can see the torch is backlighting. You can see there is appears to be an individual that has like a long curved knife piercing something, and it's being backlit, so you can't really see features or anything. You can see someone that seems to be repeatedly stabbing something on the ground.
I can see them because I have devil sight. Can I see them?
You can't really make out features. It's like this has more to do with like the lighting of it. It's just kind of backlighting them, and you can't really tell from the distance you are.
Does it look like a person though?
Yeah, they look human.
Okay, I don't know if I want to talk though. Let's see.
I'm gonna draw out my spear.
Okay.
And there seems to be enough light in the room. Like I don't need another torch, do I?
No. And
Okay.
at this point, I assume that one of you like would have grabbed like a lit torch or lit one. So at this point, you've got some light.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess I have a torch and a spear.
Okay.
Ready to go?
All right.
I think I'll just speak up at least kind of softly.
Okay.
To be like, "Are you the Grim?"
With the very first word, like the very first sound, you see the head just like look directly at you, like a little bit quicker than normal movement. And then you see the person stand up, and you see like they're moved to the hand to the side, and you see blood like flick off of it onto the ground. You then see them kind of take it and like rub it along their arm before just kind of like sheathing it on. You can see there's 4 or 5 knives that seem to be attached on the front of their like basically almost like a bandolier. And you watch as they start walking in your direction, and you hear from it, "Yes."
I wanted to talk to you, at least for a moment, if you're open to that.
Most don't wish to speak to us.
I'm not much for superstition, but I hope that I'm not wrong in that.
Very well. And you watch as the individual gets close enough, you can see that their entire head is covered in bandages, as well as pretty much all of them. You can see there's leather, like a leather vest and armor has been put on. You can see the bandolier of knives, and you can see that there's also a wicked-looking serrated sword that's currently strapped along like her back with the blade like the hilt up. And you can see that from what you can see of her face as she gets close, the bandages seem to cover too close for there to be a nose under there. And you can see that the face is likely gaunt as they're pulled tight, and it's kind of sunken in a little bit, the bandages. You can also see like piercingly red eyes peeking through with like bloodshot underneath, and there's some faint like brown hairs that are sticking through some of the bandages as she just kind of gets close. As she does, she just kind of looks at each of you in turn, just kind of clocking you, the like bloodshot eyes, clocking you, and then she says, "Your question."
Yes, I was wondering if you know anything about undead who've come back to life with certain abilities.
Sentient or mindless?
Sentient. As in, I am one of them.
Interesting. As you're kind of say that, she just kind of like, you watch as like one of her hands kind of like goes down, and like you watch as she like, scratches the back of her other hand, and you watch as like she scratches hard enough that you watch as like blood starts coming out from like where she like rips the bandages. And she just kind of like flicks her hand, and you watch as like small like flames seem to almost like appear where her hands, like where she's kind of like brushing her hands. And you watch as the bandages seems to like reseal over the like cuts. And she just kind of says, "And is there any temptations with this power?"
I can't pinpoint anything except for revenge.
A useful emotion sometimes. And you're sure you're undead?
Yes, it's been confirmed to myself as well.
Interesting. What do you want to know from me?
I wanted to know how I came back to life, and if you know what the source of my power is.
Any emotions?
And why would emotions be strong enough to bring somebody back? And how could that make magical ability come through?
You misunderstand. What emotions did you feel when you came back?
Rage, fear, hatred, many things.
Yes. You seek not to harm before I tell you.
And what does that mean?
You seek not to harm
To harm who?
anyone.
And does that mean in this moment, when you tell me, or in the future?
Do you seek to harm the innocent?
I wasn't aware that I thought to harm innocents.
Make me a persuasion or deception check.
That's really good. It's gonna be deception, 100%.
Okay.
25.
25. Okay. You watch as her head just kind of like cocks slightly as she's like surveying you. And you see like one of the eyes, the pupil almost seems to bulge for a second before kind of returning to where it was. And she says, she and you watch as like just a like you see her move towards you, but it's pretty quick. She moves forward, one of the daggers seems to come out, and she just like takes and pricks the back of your hand. And then she just like backs away quickly and starts surveying like what's on the knife.
Okay.
You take 1 point of damage from that. You watch as like she seems to like hold it up to like the light coming from the torch, and she says, "Interesting." You watch as she holds her hand under it and then snaps her finger. And you watch as the like basically pieces of skin on there just ignite in like a blood red flame before they're burned away. And she says, "Interesting. And you know what brought you back?"
I do not.
"You're sure?" And she looks directly at you. I need you to make a persuasion or insight check. Persuasion or
Insight?
deception. Sorry, persuasion or deception check.
But I don't think she does know, does she?
This is your choice.
Oh, okay. Okay. Um, 18 for. Oh, actually, 19 for persuasion.
She looks at you. She says, "Well, you've heard of demons.
Yes.
Do you know the names?"
I don't know any of their names, no.
Interesting. Then have you seen this symbol? And you watch as she takes the knife and slams it into the stone wall, and you watch it goes all the way into the hilt. And she just carves a symbol into the wall. The symbol that you see is a sword with two burning eyes behind it. And you can see nails that seem to be coming from the from the sword, and one of them seems to be coming from an edge of one of the eyes.
Okay. I do not recognize that symbol.
Interesting. She kind of glances at you, Frey and Umbron. Just kind of this quick glance of looking at you, and just says, "Do you trust this one?" As she points at Evangeline.
No, Frank decapitates her on the spot.
I don't know how I'm going to do that with a spear, but
Oh,
Well,
I
you're
should have
9
asked why
feet
you have
tall.
poison on you at some point.
um, I feel like Frey would trust her
Okay.
because she did save his life.
And does Umbron trust her?
Mm-hmm.
Well, seems you've been chosen by Tar, the Smith of Hate.
What was that name again?
Tar.
The Smith of Hate?
Yep.
Okay. And who is that, a demon?
Yes.
Do you know how I could perhaps overcome these powers that I was given?
You don't want them? You watch as she kind of gets up, her face nearly right at the edge of the veil, staring almost as if she can see through it.
I do not wish to have powers from something that is as cruel as a demon.
Rid yourself of the hate. As she turns and walks away.
Okay. She's just gonna kind of release a breath and just kind of relax a little bit.
You watch as the Grim walks to the edge of the you watch as she just kind of walks to the very edge of where you can see, and she takes the she looks down at the torch, and then you watch as she reels back her leg and kicks it into the darkness. And you watch as it passes, you see hundreds of eyes in the darkness, just staring at you guys as she kicks it down the passageway.
Mm.
And she says,
Nice.
then you watch as she looks and says, "Well then, time to go to work." And you watch she takes the long serrated blade and one of her knives, and she cuts the inside of her arms, and you watch as blood sprays, and each of them ignites in flames. And she just starts walking into the darkness.
Cool. She's way cool. Love her.
I like to approach what she was stabbing before. What did it look like she's fighting?
Okay.
Yeah.
On the ground, you can see that it appears to be a immense appears to be a fairly large spider, around 3-4 foot in length.
Okay. The bounty wanted information on her?
You don't know if it's talking about her.
Oh. Oh, is she... Oh.
She's not the one that disappeared.
Oh. I'm going to turn back to Umbron and Evangeline. And, well, that was quite a chat. What do you want to do now?
I suppose we should leave her to the pest control and get back to the tavern where everyone else is.
Umbron?
To be perfectly honest, I don't have a reason to be down here. So if she wants to leave and you want to leave, by all means, let us leave. But if those of you who have a reason to be here wish to stay, then I shall accompany you.
Did you have anything else to do here, Frey?
He's gonna look back down the tunnel where she left.
Okay.
Turn back to you guys and say, let's go back.
Okay. And as we're walking, I would just like to say to both of them, and I appreciate you both trusting me. It means a lot.
I'm glad you are worthy of trusting.
Thank you.
Right. As you return to the tavern, you kind of each arrive. It's getting later in the day at this point. You are supposed to meet with Ladine here at the end of the day to give her the information of the name of your group and also if you're taking up the task.
So to confirm with everybody, we decided we do want to do it, and despite my objections of it not being the most marketable approach, we want to be called the Lost.
Yes, I suppose that was what we decided, unless we would like to just leave it up to be named.
What are we doing?
That's
We've
a
been
fair
hired to
choice.
transport goods, Frey.
Oh,
Oh,
you told me you had a job, but you never told me what it was.
we did like
How
3 times.
long?
Have you guys
Wait.
made your way back to the tavern by this point?
Yeah, you're discussing this in the tavern, I think.
Okay.
when would we be leaving by? I've kind of gotten sick of
Was it
just sitting
tonight?
around.
Or tomorrow morning.
It's supposed to
She's-
leave tomorrow morning. You're just supposed to
Ah.
confirm everything tonight.
But
We'll
that
have some
sounds
paperwork to
soon
do
enough.
tonight, and then we can leave tomorrow.
Okay. I don't really care what you call our group. Doesn't
Running code is
mind. I don't really
The
mind.
Fallen.
Where are we going?
Going to Ormouth.
Ormouth?
Do they have a library?
Oh,
No,
Yes,
Panic.
they should have a very big one.
No, you're going to Ormouth.
And I'm all for going. Let's go.
Isn't the shipment heading towards Panic from
Mm.
Ormouth?
No, you're going to Ormouth from where you are.
Oh, okay. I have that wrong in my notes.
Tannic is a nation at war against the current country we're in, so I don't think we're going to Tannic.
I don't-
go across the battlefield. We're like, we're just
It's in
delivering
my
goods.
notes, so it was important to something in the conversation.
Definitely not going to get shot by a stray arrow, or
Darsa is
not even
from
straight.
Panic.
What were you saying,
Yeah, I think
Tyrion?
we.
I was saying Darsa is from Tannic.
Yeah, that is true.
So I
Um,
suppose. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
was just going to say that, TC, if you stayed at the tavern, you would have noticed that a notice was brought in and pinned up on the wall, as they've kind of seen in different areas of the city.
Are they evicting us?
Was what is it, the
Anima.
Anima?
Yeah.
I'm-
Or-
Was that the one that I met?
No, it was not.
The one that okay.
Is Ormouth north or south of us?
Ormouth is it would be southeast, almost directly southeast.
Anyone seen a cheetah-looking person?
A cheetah.
Yes, Remus.
No, it's
I
just
did
me.
not
I'm just
hear
like,
cheetah.
I remember this, but
we
I don't know
remember
if
it, but
Remus
we
was
weren't there.
or not, so I can't tell you.
What?
It was you, the girl who wants to marry you. She thought
That's
you were
what I
sexy.
just asked about.
Oh.
And Casey said no.
No, she has more. Let me look at my notes so I don't give you the wrong
She
information.
wasn't cheetah, was she? She was more. I think
it was
you
more of
said
a
something
Oh, she was
Jack-
panther.
like panther,
yeah, like a
jaguar,
leopard, like a
Oh, I
leopard.
forgot about
Yeah,
That's who I was
different
thinking
animals.
about, so.
that. Never mind. She's not the lady that we
Yeah,
want you to
and
marry.
she's not an Animaya, she's a Beastian, so she's half.
Mm.
Anamaya. That's right.
Anamaya would
that's
be
right.
more like me.
Yeah. TC's character is technically an Animaya.
Cool.
Whoa.
So I suppose that we are giving Ladine our name as well. Do we want it to be the Lost? Or should we just leave it as a to be determined thing?
I mean, the Lost sounds kind of sad, doesn't it?
The homebound. I don't know.
I'm not very
Home's
lost,
gone,
honestly. But it's not like we can't just put it down and change it later. I think usually people are given names, not.
That is a fair point. We should wait till somebody else comes up with one for us.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
that's a great idea. So we could just leave it as a to be determined thing that we don't have a name yet.
What's a fancier way of saying to be determined? To become legendary?
Yes, that.
To become
is
legend.
Become
to become the
legendary.
legend.
That's a little
We-
presumptuous of you, isn't it?
High
to be
aspirations
legends.
lead to high achievements, my friend.
Oh, I guess that's true. It does help,
suppose-
at least.
So are we accepting the job? Is everyone in on that?
I'm down for it.
I
Yeah,
have nothing
I've gotten
better
sick
to
of
do.
sitting around here. You stretch my legs a little bit.
Then let's
That's good.
do
It would have been.
We'll have the means to buy us the gear for the weather to come when it gets a little cheaper.
No,
It's too
not the weather. Ugh.
I realized I don't actually have resistance to cold.
Okay.
I just have the ability to do that at some point.
Ugh, I heard there was another
Constellation
joke
Prey.
down that way. If we find this Anamaya of a cheetah, shall we look for her, or do we not want to trouble ourselves further?
Do any of us have any
we-
means of finding someone we do not yet know?
Really?
It's called looking.
I mean that.
You
but
want
there's
to
a whole
search
city.
a whole city for a single Anamaya Frey. That's a little bit ambitious.
Well,
course,
if
you're
we're
the
leaving
tracker
in the
here.
morning and
I
we're going
just rolled
somewhere
a
cold.
24 on a survival check to track down this Anamaya.
Okay.
stops and walks out. We're
So
like,
so
what
you
the
you
heck?
walk outside, and you actually do see like there's literally a cheetah Animaya like standing there on the side of the street and like has like their coat open and they're like pulling a knife and like displaying it to an individual.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Walk straight, just
they
walk
pull it out and throw
instantly
it.
find them. We're
You
just
just
like,
straight up kill a guy right in front of you. Yeah.
I found one, and then I'm gonna walk over.
Okay. You watch as she just kind of like looks over and like sees you and you see her like grin, and then she just kind of basically just kind of glances around as like the individual kind of just is like, nah, I'm good, and kind of leaves. And she looks up and says, "Traveler, are you looking for anything?"
I've been looking for someone of your description.
I hope only
I've
for
been
good
told-
reasons.
I've been told that you have a task that is required to be completed.
A task. Yes, I do. And you watch as she like pulls out a journal and starts like flipping through it. And she's like, I get so lost. Oh yeah. And she closes it and like sticks it back in her bag. And then you watch as she just like, she like sticks it back in the bag, and then you just hear like a ripping noise, and she's like, fix that later. Okay. So I need
practical.
yes. And you watch as she like pulls out one of the knives and starts like twirling it in between your fingers. She's like, oh, this always helps me think. Okay. Oh yes. So if you will go to south, I need ingredients. Oh, that was it. Any ingredients you can get from these creatures, and she pulls out a small piece of paper and like holds it out to you.
I'm gonna reach out and take it, and then.
Yeah, you have it.
Do I recognize creatures on the list?
Yeah, you do.
Can you read the list?
All right.
Can you read
the
the list? I love it.
What's on the list?
The list, it's asking for very specific parts, very specific creatures, each of which is decently dangerous. And you watch as the person that she also just kind of looks at you and says, and if you get those, if you get those, also there's a camp that's it's on the road southwest. No, not southwest, southeast. And if you find that camp, and anybody shoots at you, just kill them. And if you bring me confirmation you've done so, I'll also pay you for that. And if you find a pendant that they have and they haven't sold it, with a small red jewel in the center, then I'll pay you more for that.
Alrighty then.
Oh, also, I won't be here in the next 4 days. I'll be in traveling to the Blizzard Zone, so you can meet me there.
Okay, we were headed there anyways.
Great. Okay.
See you then.
All right. Bye. And she just like turns and just like runs off.
All right.
You didn't ask her how much she'd pay. She's gonna give us like one
No.
blade of grass for that.
Free
Well, we
doesn't
can
ask
ask
the
them.
important questions.
Whoa, who said money was important?
Need money.
Bounty
to
hunter
fund
that doesn't care
your-
about money.
You need to buy
Classic.
food. Someone has to buy food.
Oh, Casey, I had a question.
Yeah.
My bow is 9 feet long.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need specific arrows to fire out of that bow?
I was gonna ask.
So
did
she
they come with
she
arrows?
replaced she replaced your arrows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't think normal arrows are that long.
And
No,
with
you need to go
the
back to the Fletcher.
and with the poundage of this, your damage is 1d12 piercing with this
Oh, okay.
because of just the
Got it.
Say, are
pound.
we gonna have to go?
Yeah.
Are we gonna have to go visit Frey's favorite Fletcher so that he can
Yes.
get arrows?
Never.
Never hurts to have extra arrows.
No.
Would these be possible for me to recreate with blood of metal?
You could. They are. Each of them is around like 6-7 feet long. So
Okay. So not very many, but
yeah, but yeah, you could make them.
okay.
Okay.
Well,
All right, guys.
Since we're going to a cold zone, should we get in the morning, mind you? Should we go shopping for some warm clothing?
I
Tonight.
already have that covered.
You have that covered.
Yes, I'm planning to buy some when it's cheaper. It's very expensive in
Get it,
this
because
town,
it's clothes.
and I will be paying for all of it.
Okay, I'd rather buy my own stuff just because I would rather, but okay.
Shh. Rest is
sure.
shh. If someone offers to pay for you, Do not refuse.
That's good advice.
That's a good
Yes.
way to
I
one
don't know if
protect
that's
more.
Release
good
them with
advice.
poison
Situation
and
for
kill
it.
you.
Yeah, that is
Just gonna say,
suspicious.
who needs to be rich if everyone else pays for you?
True.
I guess, but yeah.
And
But
this
if
is
you
why
want
the
to pay
dense
for
one
your
isn't
own,
in
then
charge of money.
that is
Yes.
okay.
And that's why he has the idea that everyone else pays for him. Just kidding. But
Yep.
yeah. Well, I guess I'll see you guys in the morning. I'll head up to my room.
Okay.
So shall I.
All right.
Are we not all meeting with the lady?
I believe, is it just Umbron who needs to go and do the details? Or do they want us all?
From your understanding, it should just need Umberon.
Oh, okay. Does Umbron mind if Frey comes?
I mean, if I wasn't specifically told to come alone, then that's fine.
Yeah, you weren't
I just
specifically
want to
told to
know.
come along.
I just want to meet like who I'm working for. So
Yeah, that seems fair.
Okay. As you kind of head there, you get there, and there's a as you arrive and kind of like knock on the door, no one answers. And so as you kind of go around to the tailor shop, he says, "Oh, she left you something," and she hands you a note, and it gives you like, in case you come at this time, meet me here. And it's basically the entrance to a cart path, like where like a cart would leave up above, on the upper slopes of the city.
Okay, I guess let's head up there.
Um, as you kind of get up there to the top, you can see Ladine and another individual are kind of standing there. You can also see the halfling girl, Jula, is also there. And they're just kind of seem to be talking, and they're you can see that there's a man, well, no, there's three or so workers that seem to be like securing a cart.
Can't tell if that's our cart.
It probably will be yours.
Cool.
As you kind of get closer, you can, Ladine kind of hears your footsteps and turns and says, "Oh, Umbron, good to see you. Do you have your details ready? Everything good? Everything set? Are you planning to take this show?"
Yes, I think all of the adventures I had in mind for this particular operation are well on board.
Good, good. Satisfied, Darsa? As she turns and you see the other individual turn around, and you can see that it's Darsa is there. She says, "Quite happy. This is fine news. I am glad. I believe I have not met this individual," and she holds out her hand to you, Frey.
all right, I will shake her hand, and I just kind of like want to make an insight on just if they have the experience to know basically what's going on, or if they're pretty new to this or things like that.
Okay, like an insight check into like this is a business deal or what?
Like they believe that we can do it.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah. I rolled really terribly. 7.
They're hard to like. I don't know, like you're not super used to business deals of this type. So I'd say that you don't really have an idea of what their thoughts are of whether you can do it or not.
All right. Well, Umbron trusts them. Do I get the sense that Umbron trusts the other lady, or does he not trust the other lady?
The other lady being not my fiance.
Yes, Darsa.
I was actually going to attempt to use Pathic to let you know to be wary of them.
Okay, so you get a sense of like brief wariness, but it wouldn't be. It's not exactly directed at Darsa. You just kind of have a sense of like you should be wary.
Well, thank you for offering this adventure to us.
Of course. I'm excited to see your capabilities, and I am interested to see what adventures you have along your journey.
Cool.
Of course. Ladine, I believe everything is in order, and I will look forward to our future business dealings. I must be going as of this moment, though I do have one last thing. I have an individual who would be interested in a particular journey to Ormouth. Two individuals, in fact. One of them has asked me to see if this particular group is willing to take them along. So I might as well ask. She kind of turns towards you guys and says, I have two individuals who are seeking passage to Ormouth through my particular resources, though they cannot pay for teleportation. So they have asked to go with a group of adventurers. One is a bestian by the name of Billy Tifa, and the other is my dear bodyguard who would like to go to make sure the shipment is fine.
Is it the female one or the Metalier one?
You can see as she does this, she kind of gestures, and you can see that one of the individuals that's like getting the cart tied is the red-haired elven woman with the scar on her face.
Ah. I've never met her before, so cool. I like your scar.
Thanks.
Where'd you get it?
Where'd I get it?
Yeah.
Can I insight to see if Frey's flirting right now?
Sure, make an insight check. Make a persuasion or deception check if you want to, Frey.
I mean, he might be unintentionally flirting. He wasn't. It's just like how do I say this? Like remains or remnants of like fights or things like that really do interest Metalier because like the more like scars, dents, and other things that you have on yourself, like the more story you have to tell. So it's just interesting to Frey.
Oh, neat. I don't know how I figured that out with a 9 insight.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So as you
Didn't
say
know
this, she kind of she says, "Dragon."
Interesting. As I pet my dragon on my shoulder. Viola, you didn't do that, did you?
You kind of just feel the dragon kind of like nuzzle into you a little bit.
I'm sure it was quite a mean dragon.
Oh, it was. The rider was a pushover.
Oh. I'm not going to say that out loud. I'm just going to nod. Yeah, I'll have to ask Say Ixer if he knows anything about that. Yeah. Cool.
No, we take no one else with us, just the 7 of us.
I'm assuming by your silence, I assume it is fine for both of these individuals to accompany you.
Well, it may be prudent for me to check in with the rest of those coming with us, and unfortunately, our current budget only allots for us to be on the venture.
Both will be provided with their own provisions. I've already seen to that.
All right, I personally see no harm in it, but if it's all right with you, I'd like to be able to convene with everyone to make sure we're all on the same page before any decisions are made.
But of course. And may I ask of a kind gentleman, too, in fact, that I could get an escort to meet the rest of your party? That would be wonderful. I like to know those with which I'm doing business dealings.
Of course,
Yeah,
that only
let's
seems fair.
go.
Very well. You watch as she just kind of, she turns and she gives Ladine a handshake, and just kind of like puts her hand on Ladine's shoulder and says, "Wonderful doing business with you. I'll see you likely soon." And she turns to just go with you guys, and you watch as as she does, she just kind of like gives a glance towards the elf woman who nods and comes to kind of trot with you guys.
Ah, yay! This lady gets to come with us too.
God.
It's gonna
I've
go
never met
very
her,
well.
and I already like her.
Ah,
Yay. Oh boy.
As you guys just kind of go through the city, Darsa just kind of glances around, looking around, and she kind of at one point she kind of turns to you, Umberon, and says, "The rumors are that your betrothal might be escalating into marriage soon. Is that something we can expect?"
Umbrod, you're getting married?
You didn't know of this?
I don't know of many things, especially with Umberon. He doesn't tell me things.
Well, hopefully that will change as you build camaraderie on your particular adventure.
By the way, Foray, the person we are working for is my fiance, whom I have been betrothed for years, and this is sort of a personal favor for her, and now you are informed.
Thanks.
As you give like a slight glance at Darsa, she's just like, not me, darling, the other.
Yes, the other woman, I should have specified.
Oh, okay. Are you married?
Me?
Is Darsa married? Yes.
I am unfortunately not. I was once, but that was a long time ago.
I understand. I shall not ask more for loss. You have my condolences. Let us continue.
She, as you kind of continue on, you watch as, kind of as you're just kind of continuing on, Darsa just kind of watches as another one of the flyers is put up. She says, "Tragic, a war, isn't it? Brings about so much suffering and loss for all involved."
She's talking about the war between Manndannian and Tannic, right?
Yes.
Okay. What would Frey know about that war?
As of right now, you guys are kind of out of the loop. You guys don't know the current goings about.
Like, did the unshackling of the Metallier have anything to do with the war between Manndannian and Tannic?
From your understanding, you don't think so.
Okay. I'll
Indeed.
let Umberon respond.
We hope to someday live in and potentially help create a world in which conflicts like this are solved by diplomacy rather than savagery.
Worthy goal. I wish you luck in that endeavor. I believe this is where you are staying? She gestures as you kind of arrive at the front of the tavern.
Yes, indeed.
Wonderful.
I don't like that she knows where we're staying.
She just kind of, she steps in and just kind of, are any of you actually like down in the main room, or did you all go to your rooms?
I
think
went back. I went to my
Oh.
room, but I might have come back down in case if anything was happening.
Be
Because I
like
just like to
grabbing a
be.
drink and some food to bring up to my room at that point.
Okay.
What time is it?
Right now it's right around 9 p.m.
Yeah, I'm probably in my room.
Ramus?
I feel like this would be around the time that I order some chicken tenders for myself.
Chicken nuggies.
Okay. Okay. So those of you in the main room, you watch as this white tiefling walks in, and you watch as she kind of reaches up and takes a fairly fancy kind of looking hat off of her head. And Evangeline, you would notice this different from the last time you did because you clocked the guns that she had on her belt last
No.
time.
Glenn just died.
Every time.
You notice that the guns are there, but you also notice there's a rapier that's sitting there at her side as well.
Okay.
She walks in and says, one of your adventuring party was Lady Evangeline. And as she kind of glances back at you, bro.
Indeed. We've recently had the opportunity to get to know each other, much to my pleasure.
Hopefully not too intimately.
Of course.
Where's the rest of your adventurers?
I would presume in the rooms. I shall go fetch them.
So
Wonderful.
Lena heard her say that, right?
Yeah.
She's gonna flip her the bird on her way up the stairs.
Okay.
Just
work for this
continues
lady.
walking.
Wait, do we get the sense that Darsa knows what Evangeline is?
Is? As in undead?
Yeah, because they were talking about that while I was in the mine, so I assume now I know, but
I think she knows she's undead, but she knows at least some things about her that you guys don't.
Again, neither of the two of you caught that she's like, I believe this is where you're staying?
Mm-hmm.
And that makes me, as me, like, oh, she's watching us.
I mean, above game, we already knew she was watching us.
She already
so-
knows.
Ramus, go ahead.
Would I have ever encountered her before?
No. You've never seen this woman in your life.
No? Okay. I'll just, like, wave over at him.
She
wait,
says,
what color is Ramus?
like a yellowish white.
Yellowish white.
Yeah.
Relatively close.
She glances over and she says, and I don't believe I've met you. And she kind of walks over and holds out her hand to you, Ramus.
My name's Ramus.
As you,
Just gonna a little bit.
as you shake hands, she just kind of, she cocks her head. You're an adorable one, aren't you? She kind of like, she's kind of lets go and she says, a trinket collector, I presume?
Oh yes, I have a lot of trinkets. You want to see some?
I would love to.
Oh boy.
He pulls out like 10 different things and starts explaining what he thinks each of these are.
Yeah, she listens like very intently, just kind of leans forward over and watches and like just smiling the whole time. You can see, or at least the rest of you, I don't think Ramus would, but the rest of you kind of notice that the elf girl is just kind of like watching this with just like annoyance of like this whole thing with Ramus, but Darsa seems to be just like very like patiently and kindly watching and asks like small questions about it and things.
Did the elf
You're not-
lady react to seeing Evangeline?
The elf lady?
Yes.
Make me an insight check.
14.
14. She's hard to read. Her face honestly stays pretty passive most of the time. If there was any recognition, it was more of just like, or any like change in emotion, it would be more based on like the outfit Evangeline is wearing and just kind of what she looks like more than anything else, you think?
Oh, okay.
And I believe, is this individual one of our esteemed adventurers? As she kind of glances at you, Orestes.
I'll do a little bow and I'll be like, I guess so. Yes. I heard that we're going to a cold. I'll be like, yes, I'm Orestes. I'll hold out my hand, like cutting myself off.
Yeah. Wonderful to meet you. And she shakes her hand and she says, please, take a seat. And she gestures to the seat that's directly beside Ramus. And she turns towards like the halfling at the bar and says, drinks for us, please. And she takes a seat across from you guys.
Now I'll ask her. I'll be like, I've heard that we're going to a cold area, cold climate. Is there anywhere nearby that you would recommend for warm clothing?
Warm clothing.
Yeah.
I personally don't travel Manndannian a lot. I'm personally from Tannic. However, my best guess would be when you get closer to the blizzard zone to search for clothing there.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course.
I feel like we've asked that a lot, and he's given us that answer every time.
I've been giving that answer the whole time. He just doesn't trust me at all.
So
And,
you're from Tannic?
yeah, 1 second. I'm just gonna. So, Umbron, you went up to Serixer's room. Serixer, are you coming down?
I guess so. However, I'm not taking the glaive down. That one's staying up in the room.
Okay. And before you go down, you were saying?
I'd like to chat a little bit with Sayexer.
Okay.
So I'd like to explain that I don't really trust these people, and that's the main reason I want to go on this mission, is to make sure people I trust are the ones doing it. And so...
You trust Frey?
Even though you don't trust me, I trust you, okay?
Okay.
So yeah, I mainly want to explain that. So if he wants to voice any concerns during the meeting that aren't coming from me, I would not be opposed to that. And we can go downstairs.
Okay. Sorry, as you kind of are stepping to the bottom of the stairs, you see kind of sitting at the table across from Orestes and Ramus is a white tiefling woman. You see she's kind of taken and there's a gun belt and a with a rapier attached to it hanging over the chair as she turns and says, "Ah, our final adventurer." And she glances at you, Umbron, seeming to ask if this is the last person.
This is the noble Sayexer.
Not the last, though.
Oh yeah, because Raze, but we'll just kind of rush over that for now.
I'm not currently in the room.
Yeah.
See. I went back up to my room to eat food.
I know. Please, both of you, take a seat. And she gestures to two specific seats, and one for you, Frey, as well.
Oh. I'm going to sit down next to Sayexer.
Okay.
I'm not sitting, so I'm going to stay stood.
Okay. She says...
What Umbron said, I'm going to be prepared to run.
Okay. Alright. She says, as she's just kind of there, and you can see the elf woman has kind of gone over to, like, the door of the tavern, and she's just kind of, like, leaning against, like, the side of the door with her arms, like, crossed, just kind of there.
Yeah, I don't like this at all.
Can't kill us.
You watch as the like halfling that is the bartender kind of says, I've got your drinks ready. And he starts like coming over and Darcy says, thank you, my dear. She comes over and like takes the tray from him. And she proceeds to hand each glass to each of you.
What drinks did she get?
It's a very lightly alcoholic, like fruity beverage.
Huh, cool.
I would like to cast detect poison.
Okay, you're casting detect poison?
Yep.
Okay. Doesn't seem to be poison. There's poison on her.
Of course there is.
She replaced it?
So you can actually see there are two places where there's poison on her. I guess one of them isn't on her. You can see the rapier. There's poison on it. You can see that on the rapier. And you also notice that you can detect a small amount of poison around, like, where, like, maybe a small necklace would be on her neck.
I'll look at her and I'll be like, I don't love just being given things, but I've heard that drinks often do make business deals go down a little bit better, so I'll take this gladly.
Thank you.
What did you want to speak about?
Just wish to meet my particular... puts pine needles in his drink. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, I'm not drinking it. So
You're not gonna drink it?
I will take
No.
his and add more pine needles to it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
As she says, I simply wish to meet the individuals I would be working with and give some warnings for the road. Yes. You are traveling a fairly dangerous path to get to a fairly interesting place. The first thing to simply warn you of, the roads in this particular region of Manndannian in recent years have, from what I understand, been more populated by bandits. So, be careful. You all seem capable enough. I don't foresee any particular problems with them, but it's good to make new acquaintances aware. She just kind of holds up her glass to each of you and she takes a sip. She kind of glances at each of you. You can see she just kind of like fully like clocks each of you. Fully like inciting. You watch as like her eyes linger slightly longer on Orestes and Serixer.
Of course they do.
I'll look at her and I'll be like, I don't love the idea of killing anybody. So if you want the job to involve any needless bloodshed, then I'd rather not be a part of it, honestly.
You have no reason to have any conflict with the bandits. It is simply a means of warning you in case you need self-defense from those who would wish you harm.
I figured I might as well tell you just before we delve any further, because, you know, I don't know all the details to this mission.
The details are fairly simple. You are to transport a cart filled with jewels from here to Ormouth, where it will be transported onto a ship and taken to Tannic.
That's where I got Tannic from.
Interesting. Wait, isn't Tannic and these people in war?
Yeah, Tannic and Manndannian are at war with each other.
Okay,
This lady is from Tannic.
I'm gonna instantly ask. I'm gonna be like, what are the jewels for? What are they made out of? What is their purpose?
Jewels.
You will be transporting them. You're welcome to look into any of the boxes. They're filled with merely ordinary, rubies, sapphires, emeralds.
Okay.
Good. However, they are counted precisely, so I would prefer you not to lose any or use them for payments.
Yes, but yes, okay.
These particular gems do all have faults in them and cannot be sold for as high a price as they could be. That is why I'm taking them. I have particular uses for them of an arcane nature.
May I ask, to what degree?
To what degree of arcane nature, or?
Yes.
Yes.
Like what purpose?
I am in charge of a specific business that is involved with helping the poor of Manndannian. Not Manndannian, sorry. Get confused with where I am. With the people of Tannic. the gems are being used to help power small machines that will better the lives of the poor of Tannic.
Right. Could I perhaps glean some information off of you? This sounds interesting. I'd like to know more.
Of course. What would you like to know?
Just like to see if you have any notes on your machines, just to see how they work.
Of course. And you watch as she reaches, opens up her vest, and she pulls out a journal and several papers. And she opens up the papers and sets out the schematics in front of you of there's about 12 or so different machines. They're all small. They're from the dimensions, they seem to be like maybe about the size of, like, at biggest, like a basketball.
I'll start skimming through them, just reading them, and just seeing if there's any war potential in any of them.
Okay. Yeah.
That is my goal.
Yeah. Make me a general intelligence check.
She's prepared.
Make me a general intelligence check.
Fake.
Oh, that's a pretty good one. That is 21.
Okay. Yeah.
And then that 20.
Nice. Yeah. You look them over. You've seen schematics before, like having with like your background. You've seen schematics before. I don't think actually this would be more your forte. Do you think you would have worked with like arcane stuff or more mundane?
Well, I've
articles?
done runic stuff before, so I'd say a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. The runes on them and like your general understanding of what each of them is meant to do. Like one of them seems to just like it's meant to spontaneously create clean water, is what one of them is meant to do. Another one is meant to make it's meant to basically create like grain that's been like mealed down to be like ready to be made into bread. There are others that seem to be like for the purpose of like they're basically almost like kind of like little mini incinerators that will go in like the bottom of like chamber pots to like destroy whatever would be in there.
So they're all about this kind of stuff, quality of life.
Yeah, they seem to be of that sort. Yeah. And from your understanding of them, especially with that 21 and the natural 20, they're all fully functional designs from what you can see. Like, these would work. They're not just like fake designs. They're fully capable of working.
I'll hand back the schematics and I'll be like, as long as you promise that they'll be used for these kind of machinery, then I fully condone this and am fully willing to work with you.
Of course. She takes them back and puts them back where they go. She says, I would be a dishonest businesswoman if I did not mean my word. You have my word. And she holds out her hand across the table.
I'll shake her hand and I'll be like, sorry for asking so many questions. I just would like to know my employer, just as you would like to know your employed.
Yes. I'm glad to see someone asking questions, wanting to know more. Any other questions from any of you?
How are things in Tannic?
I have honestly been gone for about a month, though I do not know the current standings in Tannic, though I do know that, judging by recent reports, Manndannian seems to be losing this war. But I'm not certain of all things. The information seems outdated. But from my understandings, Tannic seems fine.
That's good to hear. At least.
Yes. You seem a little bit nervous. Is everything fine? As she looks at you, Sarah, who's just kind of standing there. Please, have a seat. Right here. And she gestures to the seat directly to her right. No. I truly insist.
Let's see, I'm trying to think what would... He's definitely not going to sit down. What would he say?
Sarah, you're being so rude. Just sit down.
She she hasn't made a move for any of her weapons or anything. Umbron, I believe, detect poisons last for 10 minutes, right?
Let me check real quick.
If it does, and I'll just give you this, she hasn't made a move for any of her poisons or anything like that. She's just She's basically just gesturing at the
10
seat.
minutes.
Well, if it makes him more comfortable to stand.
I just prefer to stand. I've been sitting most of the day.
Very well. She takes and she grabs the chair and kind of scoots it back. Then you might as well stand closer. And she gestures to the spot right beside her.
Adventurers tend to be cautious from my standpoint. Forcing them to do something that they don't want to might be the not brightest decision. I haven't been in this job for very long, mind you, but
at this moment, we're not adventurers, any of us. This is a business meeting.
Well,
And
true, but
he's welcome to do as he likes, but I would be careful in other meetings of a particular rudeness of this type. Others will not be quite so generous. She just kind of, she leans back, kind of sipping it out of her drink, and she kind of sets it down and she looks at all of you and says, well, I do hope you all the best. And I also came here on some other business. I have two individuals who have asked for travel to Ormouth. One of them is someone who would like to accompany the cargo from my own company to make sure everything goes well. And she gestures to the elf in the corner who just kind of gives a wave and kind of a brief smile. The other is a beastian by the name of Billy Tifa.
Sure, the more the merrier.
May I ask who these people are, besides just their appearance?
This right here, she gestures at the elven woman. She says, this right here, she is one of my chiefs of security and bodyguards. She comes with me on most of my adventures. I've known her for years. She's very capable, and if you were to get into any sort of scrap, she would be very capable and helpful. As for the movement of the cart, she is a capable and apt rider, and is capable of taking care of the cart, and is also a very good survivalist. As for the other, I don't know much about her, honestly. She simply came to me while I was here and asked if I knew of any good transportation to Ormouth, and I recommended going with an adventuring party as she cannot pay for teleportation.
Right. As most people I'd say can't. I would like to get to know probably both of them a little bit better, but so far I'd say I'd be okay with it. I can't speak for my party members, but
Of course. If you would like, you are meant to leave tomorrow. But if you would like, and she gestures to the elven woman, Tria, you could stay here tonight. Tria just kind of gives her a look and says, and then just kind of shrugs, says, I could do that, yeah. As for Lily Tifa, I do not know currently where she is. I simply know that she was going to be ready to leave tomorrow with the cart.
Like, no, this is an odd suggestion, but would you guys like to play a game of cards? I don't have any on me, though. So.
I know exactly what you're doing. I know exactly what you're doing.
I don't think you do, but okay.
Of course. Would you like to play with both me and Trila, or just Trila?
Yes. I mean, I feel like playing games tends to get people to know people a little bit better, and it's enjoyable. So why not?
Very well. And she gestures, and Trifa walks over, She grabs the chair that Sarixar didn't take, and just kind of pulls it up to the table and sits down. And Trilla says, "I got cards." And she leans and you watch as she like pulls from her like boot, like the side of her boot, like a deck of cards, pulls it out. Worried about it being tricked or anything?
I'll find out in the middle of the game if it is. It's fine.
Very well. And she sits down and just begins like shuffling. What game are you thinking?
I don't really mind. I'll look at the other people around the table, or my fellow party members, and be like, would any of you guys like to join in the festivities, one could say?
I'll join.
Perfect.
I need to talk to Sayek, sir.
I think at that point, I'd probably be like, I'd probably excuse myself. Like, I'm sorry, but I was in the middle of something, trying to work something out, or then was headed to bed.
But of
I
course.
shall return to my previous tasks.
But of course. You watch as she stands up and just like holds her hand out to you.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
I don't know that
I
don't know that I would shake it, but I don't want to be. I feel like he'd more like just bow, like more as a instead of shaking her hand.
Okay. You're just gonna bow.
Yeah.
Okay. You bow. She places her right hand on your shoulder. And as you kind of like lean up, she just kind of leans close and says, "Careful. We don't want to be too rude to patrons. Oh, and you might find this instructive." And you feel in your hand, a small notebook is slipped into your hand.
Okay. Yep, I'm taking that up to my room with me then.
I don't think the fries of consent were there.
And she just kind of, she leans back and she gives you just kind of a pat on the shoulder and says, "It's wonderful to meet you, sir."
Likewise.
If you would like, I would love for you to make me an insight check.
I will definitely do that. I don't like any of this. Let's see. Insight, that's an 18.
Okay. You know she knows exactly who you are.
I kind of thought. Okay, yeah. I'm going back up to my room.
Okay.
I'd like to follow.
You wish to not play?
As many of my mates might tell you, the rules of cards far escape my reach.
Very well.
I mean,
but
did you see what he put in his drink earlier?
An absolute pleasure to meet you.
Of course.
Probably a little bit tipsy.
She shakes your hand and just kind of puts her left hand just kind of on your upper arm. Says, "It's truly nice to meet you. Have a wonderful day. Oh, and if you would like, I was up providing services to those in the upper camp, and I believe, are you the son of the old tavern keeper from Bosham?"
Ah, yes.
Wonderful. I was talking with her. She, I visited your tavern years ago, many years ago, when it was in much better repair than she made it seem as it was when we left. Her skills are amazing as a barkeep. I'd be willing to fund a tavern to be built here in Thedon or in another part of another city. For your mother, I know it is ultimately her decision, but I'd like to get the blessing of her eldest son.
I would say that would be very honorable to have your patronage in helping my family set roots down once more. if that is your true desire, you shall have my blessing.
Of course. Your family is in dire circumstances now, and so the deal I plan to make, so that you are fully aware as you will be leaving tomorrow, is it will be a simple loan of 100 gold that should be made fairly quickly if the tavern is to get off the ground. So that is the plan. If you do not agree with my terms, then please let me know.
It sounds perfect. I'll let you hash out the details with my mother.
Of course. Hope you have a pleasant evening.
You too.
Cash out.
What'd you say, DC?
Cash out. You return here, and there's no tavern. There's just a strung-up body.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. For those
Good luck with that.
yes, Ryan, go ahead.
I would like to speak to the two of them when I hear them come upstairs, but go ahead with these.
Those of you who are downstairs playing cards, are you playing cards, Umberon?
You made no sound right there.
You made no sound. We didn't hear you.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, there.
Just
You jumped in right at the.
Wait, you just.
There
There we go.
We just heard.
There you go.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'll be joining.
So Trila just quickly shuffles the cards out and she says, "Particular game? Is there a particular game you like?"
Is there anything
I
you
like
guys
those
would
too.
like to
What game? I didn't hear what you said, Kirian.
Yeah. I was gonna say I like Go Fish.
A good old high stakes game of Go Fish.
Oh, fish. It's been a long time since I've played that, but sure.
Ante up, boys.
Are we betting anything on this?
I was just putting money on the table. What?
People set money. It just magically disappears halfway through because Ramus
I don't think I
mindlessly
want
picked
to.
it up.
You'd rather not put any stakes on this?
Not really. My friend here is not very good with money, anyways. So.
Then maybe at another
What
time.
does that mean? Putting stakes on the table.
Oh, it's begun. Okay.
You've already put stuff on the table?
No, she's asking what does heist.
I'm asking. Ramus is asking. What does that mean?
Well, it means that you put in some money, and whoever wins gets all the money that all the other people put in, including their own.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Want to try it?
Sure.
Awesome. We'll keep it low, shall we? And she puts down 2 silver.
Yeah, I'm willing to do 2 silver. And so I'll put down 2 silver.
Umberon
I'll
doesn't
look
have
at
money.
Ramus and I'll be like, do you know what silver is? Oh, you do know what silver is. Okay. Okay,
It's
never mind.
50
Never
gold,
mind.
so you have to put in 100 gold.
Do I have to put the same thing everyone else is? What if I want to put 2 gold on here?
You're fully welcome to
don't-
do that. That would, in fact,
No,
pay
no.
for our other friend who doesn't seem to be putting anything in.
All right. You guys keep paying for me. I'll pay for you.
Ramus, no, don't put 2 gold in.
And she
That's a lot
just
of money.
deals the card out to all of you.
Oh, yeah, I guess it's too late now.
Everybody roll me a performance check.
Ah.
I realized I
And if
used
you're
the
doing
wrong
anything
modifier.
underhanded, let me know.
It is a
Okay,
really good
That
thing
is
I did
one
not
question.
participate.
would you consider this a performance of some sort? Playing cards with
Incredible.
them.
Yeah, I just asked for a performance check.
Okay, and how long would we be playing? Would it be longer than a minute?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So once we get to that point, I guess I will let you know.
Okay.
Because I can attempt to charm them.
Okay. All right. Okay,
Oh no.
what were your guys' performances?
Wesley's was
I
not.
got
very
another
good.
10.
10? Okay.
9.
9?
Hey, better than mine. It's a good thing I did not join you guys because I got a -1.
Oh gosh. I rolled pretty bad, honestly.
Okay.
I'm the only one who beat a 10.
I guess so, yes.
Oh goodness.
Okay. So you guys
We got a 21.
Oh, you got a 21. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
You win. So you win that first game. After that first game, that would be a minute if you're doing something.
Yes. So, at the end of a performance, choose a number of humanoids within 60 feet of you who watch and listen to all of it up to a number equal to my charisma. So I can choose both of them.
Okay.
Each target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw against my spell save DC, which is 14. Yeah, 14.
Okay.
If they succeed in the save, they have no idea that they were attempted to be charmed.
Okay.
Which is great. And
Why are you
let's
trying
see.
to charm them? I don't
While charmed in this way, the target idolizes you. It speaks glowingly of you to anyone who talks to it, and it hinders anyone who opposes you. Although it avoids violence unless it was already inclined to fight on your behalf, this effect ends on the target after 1 hour.
Okay.
If I do any damage, if I attack anyone,
Okay.
it ends early.
Okay. So, I'll tell you, Darcy succeeded. But
Obviously.
Trila failed.
Trila's the elf?
Yeah, she failed.
Mhm.
Okay, then I'm just gonna let that I'm gonna put that on the hold for
Okay.
now.
All right.
Hmm.
So what was your spell save DC? Just to ask really quick.
14.
14. Okay, yeah. Yep, then I was correct. So yeah. Trila failed, Darcy succeeded.
Okay.
So I'll let you know I succeeded with the dice roll, like without anything added with Darcy. I just beat it with the dice roll. I rolled a 15.
Yeah. It's not super high.
Which is fine. You guys are like level 3, so yeah.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be
Oh,
too
cool.
high.
Okay. Shall we play again? Higher stakes this time?
Sure.
Or are you done for the night?
I don't know if I want to do higher stakes. As you can see, the last game.
Here. Whoever wins pays for breakfast tomorrow.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
That's all right.
Does everyone have money for that?
Do now.
You just get 2 gold and a cup of silver.
All right. Okay, another performance check from everybody.
Nice.
Yay! 24.
Oh. I got a 20.
Okay, Umbra.
25.
25. Okay. You won again by 1, I think.
Yeah.
You just rack it all in.
I'll just be like, dang it, I was so close.
Wait, if there's not one
That's
loser
the-
who
Well, I
pays,
prefer not to gamble.
You've played
We'll
Go
feel
Fish
good at it.
quite a bit with Ramis, I'm guessing.
Oh yes.
The person. So, did anybody roll lower than 20? I think everybody beat 20, right?
Yeah,
Okay, what was your roll, Ramus?
I got 20.
Okay.
Just a dirty one.
Just dirty 20. Okay. Then you are paying. Because I rolled. So I rolled 17 for Darsa, and she has a plus. And I rolled a natural 20 for Tila, and she has no plus. But
Wow.
it was a nat, so she technically
she got,
beats
she,
you.
got one more match than you did.
Yeah, she got literally a single more match, and so you have to pay. Well, perfect. So you're gonna pay tomorrow. That'll be great. Is the understanding that I'm staying here tonight?
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay. She says, I'm gonna arrange for my stay-in then, and she goes to walk over to talk to the bartender. Darsa just kind of leans forward towards all of you. And she says, it's been wonderful to get to know all of you. I hope that you have a wonderful evening's rest and safe travels.
Thank you. You too. It's been great. I'll do a little bow again.
Okay. She stands up.
Can I give her a little trinket as she leaves?
Sure, what are you giving her?
I'm gonna give her I'm gonna give her like a little jack, like the game Jacks.
Yep.
I'm gonna give her one of those.
Okay. She takes it, says, thank you very much. Here. She reaches into her pocket and she pulls out a very, very small wooden medallion and gives it to you.
A little necklace. How fun! Thank you.
Of course. And she just waves you all, waves to you all as she steps out into the night.
I'd like to go talk to the elf now.
Okay. Sure. As you walk up to the counter, she's just finished talking. And she turns and says, yeah, did you need something?
It hasn't been more than an hour, right?
Oh, no. She's still charmed.
I'll just be like, so, what's your full intention on going on this journey with us? Is it just as a guardian?
Yeah, mostly. I'm supposed to keep an eye on the cart and keep an eye on you guys not to steal anything.
What else does your job entail?
Getting the cart to Ormouth.
And that's it?
Yeah, get the cart to Ormouth and then onto a ship, honestly.
Do you know what the gems are, if the gems are going to be used for anything else besides what we were told?
Not to my knowledge.
Not to your knowledge. Okay. Thank you.
Of course.
It's been nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. She just kind of gives you this really nice, genuine smile. Like, yeah, it's nice to see you too.
Yes. I'll be like, I'll see you in the morning.
And she's as you're walking out, she's like, do you need any company?
I think I'll be okay. But thank you.
You did charm her.
Oh, I did. I did.
Before the morning.
Okay. Well,
I'll just be like, we'll get plenty of time on the trip to talk. To talk.
Okay. Okay. And she just kind of she turns back and she just kind of she turns back and accepts kind of the room key, and then she just kind of shakes her head and takes a small shot that he's given her there and just downs it.
Well, I think we can trust her, guys, to some degree.
Why didn't you say yes? Come on!
Oh, that feels so wrong. Charming somebody just to.
So I don't know if you rolled with advantage, but elves have advantage against charms.
Oh.
Just as an FYI.
Still fit.
Just as an FYI. I didn't think about it until when
I forgot to
speak
yeah,
to her.
You're good. Still failed.
I'm an elf. Okay. Good.
Okay. Anything else you guys were doing?
I wanted to talk to Saxer.
Okay.
And I wanted to talk to them when they went upstairs as well.
Okay, so first of all...
Yeah, when I'm done, I'd like to talk to everybody.
Okay, so really quick, Ramus, you were asking something there.
I was wondering how many drinks we got.
How many drinks you got?
Yeah, from the lady, from Darsa. How many drinks? Did she just buy the one round?
Just the one round.
Okay, just curious. You can do this stuff with everyone.
You were just wondering if you got drunk?
I mean, kind of, yeah.
No, you didn't. It was like you didn't really even notice it was alcoholic.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are welcome to have your conversations.
Sixer. What's up? I've never really known you to be cold and distant from anyone.
Well, you've known me for the better of a year now, and I was surrounded by people I trust. But now I kind of trust the people we're traveling with, and definitely after Umberon came and got me, he said some things that alluded to my not easily giving trust to these
Your
people.
suspicions.
I understand. I, too, have felt some wariness while meeting them. I also have a question for you. The elf, Tria, that is joining us on this trip, has claimed to murder a dragon rider. Do you know of anyone who would do such a thing?
I don't know. Do I, Casey? Any group or like person that would
kill them for sport? No. But they are from Tannic, and Tannic doesn't have dragon riders.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Oh, is that different from the Ten of Kai?
Oh yeah, Tannic Kai are very different.
Oh, okay.
That was another question I was gonna ask that I didn't think of.
Mm-hmm.
How fresh did the scar look?
On her face?
Yes.
Make me a nature check. Or no, sorry, medicine. Sorry.
Okay. I was gonna say medicine?
Yeah, medicine.
This isn't good, but it's not bad. Okay, a 14.
Okay. It's fully healed over. Like it's fresh skin.
Okay. So probably not within the last few days.
No, you're fairly certain not within the last few days.
Yeah, that rooted the distrust right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we haven't really had the time to talk about it, but my mind keeps going back to the Titan's grave, where I received Viana and you received your glaive. Do you know more about what happened?
Not particularly, just all I can really remember is an intense cold, and then I had the glaive.
I had an intense cold, and I then found Viana. It's just that cold always reminded me, well, it reminded me of the cold I feel around you, but much more intense and much more sinister, I guess.
Yep, he's not saying anything more than was really just the cold.
Orestes, would you make me a wisdom saving throw?
Oh boy.
Great.
Also, minus 1d12 from this.
Oh boy.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Oh no.
Oh.
So if you roll high on the 20 and low on the 12.
A D12?
Yeah, a d12, and you're subtracting that from the d20 roll. But you still get to add your wisdom saving modifier to it.
Ah, yes. -3.
Okay. Sweet. Perfect.
We dead now?
We're not dead yet.
You're gonna kill us all.
Continue your conversations, please.
Oh, I
Wait.
am an elf, so if it's charmed or
No. Nope.
sleeping.
Nope,
So
nope.
All right. Wait. Do I sleep in this room or?
I rented a room that had
that's
2 beds
right.
for both of us.
Oh yeah.
Specifically
First night
rented a
I
room
slept-
solo.
Yeah, the first night I slept in the.
Oh, this
The
is a
tavern room.
this is a completely different tavern as well.
It's a different tavern.
For the specific reason that you drunk yourself to sleep at the bar.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is why I went to a different. I wanted to go to a different tavern. That and the fact that Ramesh stole pillows from the other one.
Oh. All right. Well, just checking up on you, buddy. Let me know if you need anything,
Yeah.
and then I shall, I guess, like get ready to retire, but I'll be awake for the next few minutes or so.
Yeah, and Evangeline, I think, would have caught you guys on the stairs at this point, or caught you guys in the hallway.
Yeah. I want to just like stop you both and be like, how did that go? That whole conversation?
Well,
It went better for me than it did for Saixer, that's for
it
sure.
could have gone a lot worse. We could be littered we could be everywhere right now. However, as you probably are not aware at the moment, our employer would like to know if we are willing to take 2 ride-alongs. Some
Oh yes, the elf Tria
her bodyguard,
and a
and
beastian
then the beastian
named what was Biffy T?
Billy Tifa.
Billy Tifa.
Well,
The latter
sounds
she
like a-
seems to not know very well. I know, or at least the latter seems to have approached her in hopes of finding a way to Ormouth.
Okay. Did you both not like her as much as I don't like her?
I don't like her at all.
I'm glad to hear that somebody else.
She
other
knows
than
more
myself and
than
Umbrella.
she lets on.
Yes, she definitely does. And she thinks she can get whatever she wants with all that information as well.
I mean, she offered to pay for my parents' new tavern, so I think they're all right.
This guy likes her, but
Ugh.
Orestes.
yes.
I need to know, well, not need to know, I actually just need to tell you. You know someone just pushed deeper into your mind with the detect thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts.
Darsa's still here, guys.
Just barely. I know that somebody's done that.
So basically, after like Darsa left and everything, it's been about like 5-10 minutes or so, and then you suddenly just felt someone push deeper into your mind.
Well, I'm gonna leave my room.
Okay.
Instantly. I'm gonna go search out some party members.
Okay.
We're standing at the top of the stairs right now, so you'd probably just run into us.
Actually, I think that I would have moved us into a room because I would have known that the elf lady was going towards her room, or at some point would have come up to her room. So us talking in the hallway in earshot
I'll
of
knock on
her.
the door.
I will really quick tell you, Orestes, in case this changes your decision. You do feel it go deeper, but it's the subtlest touch you've ever felt.
Yeah, still a little scared. But yeah, I'm going to the people. I don't know. I'll just knock on the door. Whoever's the first one. You want me to roll a random check or something?
The first door. I'll basically say that, just for lack of having to deal with it, we'll just say you find these 3.
We're
I'll just be
probably
like,
in Evangeline and Raze's room.
Do any of you know how to block magic I think somebody's trying to probe my mind, and I don't really like that idea.
Evangeline, make me a wisdom saving throw, please. Minus a d12 from it.
Bruh!
I don't
No.
like this. I don't like this at all. There's someone here. Wait.
That's odd.
I don't think I have magic that can block this. I mean, I guess I should check. Unless I know where the person is.
I guess I
Is there any
should.
15?
foil
Okay.
around?
15 is failure.
Oh, so I feel the same thing.
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. Love that for me.
You don't even know any magic was cast.
Okay. I personally, I'm not sure if I do. But
I don't do any spells that do that.
Ramus
So-
might know something. And Umberon maybe.
Yes. I'll go search out Ramus. I'll be like, hey, Ramus, do you know how to block spells? Or
Block?
cancel spells?
I mean, if you're casting it, if you just make this kind of motion, then you can cancel it. But like, if it's someone else, I don't know how to do that. Sorry.
Dang it. Well, thanks for your time. I'll go to Umbron. Pretty much the same question.
Well, in a general sense, no. But if the caster is of an otherworldly presence, I might be able to help to some degree.
I don't know what it is, but somebody is reaching into my head, it would seem.
I
Don't
guess.
love that.
So, Orestes, you would, because this is kind of just the way it works, you would know that they're pushing deep in your mind. You would feel a general sense of what they're sifting through. But I'd like you to just make me a either insight or perception check on yourself.
Insight or perception?
If you want to know what they're looking for.
I do. I'll probably do perception. Oh, that's decent. Okay, so 18.
Okay. Your general sense is that they're looking at your past.
Great. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
They're looking at your past, and you can tell that there's specific interest in your family.
Right. Yeah, I don't like
Someone
that.
was looking for you, remember? You
Yeah,
got warned.
Okay. And then you feel the touch disappear from your mind.
Oh, it's gone. Great. I'll be like, well, never mind. I'll be right
Evangeline, you
back.
feel as someone digs deeper in your mind.
Can I tell what they're looking at?
Make a perception or insight check.
That is a natural 20 for either one.
Okay.
Do you want me to specify which one?
Yes, and the total number.
Okay. That is a 23.
You can see that they basically take images, not take them, like you don't lose them, but they look at images of your deceased partner, of the looks of the people who dragged you into the street, your knowledge of what happened at Bosham, and you also see a very specific look at, and very intrigued, like a longer look at the visions you got of the forest, the dark forest.
Okay. Can I tell like where this crying is coming from, like a direction?
Nope.
Can I go down to the tavern and just like look around, like, because my veil is up, so I'm gonna see if I can like see anybody, and then walk out into the street and like walk around the building.
Sure, make me a perception or investigation check, your choice. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I use the restroom?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
We'll just take a break right after you do these.
That is a 21.
Give me one moment.
I'm sorry, Evangeline.
So you walk out into the street. Like you check the tower, no one. You walk out into the street. You do, like you walk out and you're like looking around, and you don't see anybody, and then you hear a faint, like, something falling over in the alleyway beside the building.
Can I draw a pistol and just like aim at the alley and then just kind of like walk so I can see down it?
Yeah, you can see down it. It looks like a couple of like paint cans had fallen over.
Okay. Did it look like somebody did it, or was it like an animal?
Make me an investigation check.
It's okay. Dirty 20.
You search through. Pretty sure it was an animal.
Okay. Okay. Can she just like go sit in the tavern, like in the corner, and just watch while like the whole room?
Sure. You feel the detect thoughts dissipate.
Okay, she'll go up and tell all of them, like, someone tried to do the same with me, and I'm sure they got something from it, but I think we are all in danger and we should leave as soon as possible.
Yeah, I don't like this at all, actually. I'm actually gonna go write a letter.
Okay.
To my parents.
Right.
And then I'm gonna use my special thing so that only hopefully when it gets there in time.
Yeah.
Only my father or mother can see it.
All right. Sounds good. As you guys are all kind of bedding down for the night, Evangeline, you're getting ready, kind of everything, and you go to like lay down, and suddenly a small, like, a faint light seems to like be like right at the corner of your eye, and you turn, and in the very center of the room is a perfect image of your partner on fire before it disappears.
Can she tell if this is a dream or if it's someone
You're fully
playing
awake.
tricks on her? She's fully awake.
You're fully awake.
Okay. She going to stand up out of bed, and she's going to go to the window and look out into the alley and see if she can see anybody.
Okay. Make me a perception check.
Ooh, that's good. Perception?
Yep.
22.
You look down into the alleyway. Again, don't see much. Doesn't seem to be anyone out there. You do notice that, like, the faintest thing you can see is that, you hear like a faint scrape just to the side of the window.
Okay, can I draw a dagger and just like stab right there without looking?
Okay, yeah, make me an attack roll.
Okay.
Disadvantage.
How much is a dagger? Is it a D6?
D4.
But that's for damage. Does it
D4.
add anything? D4?
So,
Does it add
so
anything
to
to
anything,
attack?
you add your dexterity modifier and your proficiency
Okay.
bonus.
That is a 14.
14 does not hit.
Alright.
You swing, it clatters into the wall.
Can I like look out and see if there was anything there?
You don't see anything.
Okay. She is not going to sleep that night. She'll just like sit in the corner and just kind of like wait and watch the room.
Sounds good. You, at one point, you're just kind of sitting there, and suddenly everything just goes quiet. Just extremely quiet. No noise, nothing being made. And you see, appearing just like right in the window, is the face of your partner from your dreams, of in the middle of yelling, "This is your fault." Like, you did this to me.
Nice.
Okay, so she is starting to freak out a little bit at this point. But can she, like, run to the window again and, like, try and, like, see if there's anybody out there?
Okay, make me a perception check.
And can she look on the walls, too?
Sure.
Okay, that's pretty good. 18.
Okay. Go out there. Nothing.
Oh my gosh. She's gonna go insane. Okay, she's just gonna, like, sit in the corner next to the window, so she's not looking out the window, but can kind of, like, see, like, out a sliver of it to the wall. And just, like, stay completely silent. Just sit there.
Okay. All right. After about 10 minutes or so, the silence seems to disappear.
Okay. She'll just sit there and wait.
Okay. Just so you know, you get an exhaustion point.
Yeah.
As for you, Sarah, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw minusing a d12.
Rah!
No.
I
I don't like this.
Okay, you're just going to automatically fail it?
No, I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
Well, I definitely don't pass. If the 14 that she got doesn't pass. Oh yeah, I definitely don't pass. That's a total of 12.
Okay. You, at one point during the night, as you're just kind of laying there, your eyes kind of shoot open as you feel like someone digging deeper in your mind.
I don't like that. There's nothing I can do to stop it.
I think I'm uneasy from somebody trying to dig in my head. I'm gonna be sitting in the tavern downstairs since I don't really sleep. Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
So you watched as Evangeline just like ran outside, ran around, came back in.
I guess so. I don't know. Or it was right after she did that.
TC, if you want to make a perception or insight check on yourself, you're welcome to.
I will, but I would probably also get up and grab the glaive.
Okay, sure.
Insight. What's a 7 insight?
Okay. You know they're digging around.
Yep.
As you pick up the glaive, you just kind of look at it, and in front of you, hand on the glaive, appears, just for like a flash of a second, appears the image of a man who looks eerily similar to you, holding the glaive, and then they disappear.
I don't like that.
Oh, chill, jeez. Okay.
You don't have to like it.
No. And for funsies, I'd love one more of these. We're gonna go with Ramus. Make me a wisdom saving throw minus a d12.
I can already guarantee I'm not gonna do it. You know my wisdom is garbage.
Get a natural 20. It'll be fine.
I already. Okay, I got a 3.
Okay. Eventually, you do feel like something digging into your mind, and rooting around for things.
Why?
If you want to insight or perception check, you can.
Can I detect thoughts myself?
Sure. Make me actually, let me roll a wisdom saving throw.
Wait. Would that even work?
Does that cause like an infinite loop of you thinking of your thoughts, 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 of your
The
thoughts?
thing is,
You
two
don't
spells can't affect each
detect the person inside.
Dang it. Oh well. Worth a shot. I'll try to insight myself, but I will probably not do it because I got garbage.
Okay.
That's a 6.
That's 6. All right. Yeah, they're rooting around.
Well, I hope whatever they find is interesting. I'm just gonna try to go to bed and ignore it.
Okay. All right, and we'll take a really quick break here, and we'll finish up our last 50 minutes or so afterwards.
All right.
We'll see you guys in just a moment here.
Someone's reading my thoughts.
Okay, there we go. We're back. Back. As you all come to your senses the following morning, for those of you who did sleep,
peaceful sleeps.
You all slowly make your way down to the main room of the tavern. Trila is already there. She is seems to be in like the final stages of just kind of putting some things in a pack and getting. And as soon as you arrive, Ramus, she says, our breakfast has arrived. Finally.
Yeah.
This is breakfast?
No, I'm paying.
He's
You're
paying for it.
paying?
Yeah, I'm paying. I still got like 3 gold pieces left. Fine.
Okay.
How much can
I'll
3
be
gold
honest,
pieces get?
How much can 3 gold pieces get of a meal?
Yeah.
I mean, are you trying to waste all of the 3 gold pieces?
I mean, we have more from other members of the party.
What are you saying, Ramus?
I'll just like put down the 3 gold pieces and be like, get what you want. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, you
Ramus,
guys just straight up get a feast.
Nice.
Yes, yeah.
Before
Like,
I
no
went
more money.
downstairs, I probably would have either before going to sleep or after waking up, I would have looked at the notebook that was slipped into my hand.
Okay. It is, I believe you speak Primordial, correct?
I do.
It's in Primordial.
Oh boy.
The book is it is a book on primordials, and it is a specific book that you find as you go through. There's a tiny like dog-eared page, and some highlights, and you go there, and it highlights the specific primordial that you spoke with. And some specific instant like things to know about him and things like that. From what you can understand, it's fairly lawful primordial. Isn't known to have a full moral compass. From what you understand.
I don't like that Darsa had this.
See, she's helpful. She gives you information that you didn't even know you needed.
Yes, but that's a whole new issue there.
At least she's probably not the one detecting thoughts on us, because it seems she already knows everything she needs to know. Woo! I don't know if that's a good thing though.
You guys watch as the last person to kind of like show up downstairs is a leopard-like bestian woman with the red hair comes down, and she just like gets something to eat, and she's just like,
yeah.
And she like sits down and she looks over at you guys and says, "Oh, rough night. Are you all headed out somewhere too?"
Mm-hmm.
Are you
Yes.
Billy Tifa?
What was that?
Are you Billy Tifa?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Oh, you're with us.
Oh,
Yeah.
you guys are you're the adventurers?
Oh no!
We have more time to spend together. That's awesome. You guys seem like fun.
I feel like at
Have
that
we
point.
Wait, what? Did this happen last session?
Yeah, this did happen last section.
Okay.
That was the person I was asking about.
The one who flirted with him. That we want him to get married with, this is her.
Oh.
Nice. Say Ixer, my man.
I can perform weddings.
Yes,
No.
Umberon. Make this happen. Make our dreams
You need
become reality.
I'm pretty sure you need two consenting parties.
I mean, you could both be asleep and you could technically cast the ritual.
There we go.
Believe you need a willing creature, though.
Depends on the culture.
Doesn't mean wait, no.
Asleep doesn't mean unwilling.
It says
no.
it says you touch adult humanoids willing to be bonded together in marriage. I mean,
Ah,
I was
willing.
implying I was gonna wait for you to become willing.
It doesn't say with who. Just willing to be bonded in marriage.
Together in marriage. Two, you touch adult humanoids, so at least two willing to be bonded together in marriage.
Okay.
Which implies that for the next week, I would have a bonus to my AC.
I mean, that sounds pretty useful for an adventure to me. I don't know.
It doesn't specify.
Wait, why does it say at least two?
I'm saying that.
It doesn't
says you
specify.
touch adult humanoids. It does not specify. It just says humanoids, which means you need at least two. But technically, you could
20.
perform a ceremony for multiple.
But we could all get married and then just have plus 2 to AC.
Yeah.
For 7 days, as long as we're within 30
marriage
feet
party,
of each
you
other.
know?
No, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, she
Of course,
says
Evangeline wouldn't be interested. No.
she says, yeah, I think I guess I'm going with you guys. I just need some kind of a party to go with to Ormouth.
Well, you can come with us.
Oh,
Awesome.
I need to go talk to Umberon.
Okay.
Oh.
Umberon, yesterday you found a lady who was a cheetah, and she wants us to capture whatever these are, and I hold out the list.
Does the list mean anything to me?
It goes over the same things that he got from it. Just specific animals need specific things from specific creatures.
Also, if we run into a camp and they shoot at us, we can kill them. And if they have a necklace with a red gem in it, we're supposed to take that back.
And you learned this from a woman you met on the streets.
Yeah, she was twirling a dagger and couldn't speak very well, but
Alrighty then.
Why did you go to Umberon with this?
it's in the blizzard zone.
It's in the blizzard zone?
No, she will meet us in the blizzard zone.
Near
Whether
the
we do
blizzard
this
zone.
job or not.
Was it
Nah,
in? Was
she
it
said
in?
in the blizzard zone. It's like, I just figured we could do it because we're going that way anyways, and like more money, but
I mean, I guess if we run into anything on this list, but I don't know if we should seek out more danger.
where's your sense of adventure?
It was stolen from
Fair
him.
enough. By Faye, yes, long ago.
He has a contract.
All right. What are you guys up to this morning?
Lena is very tired, and she's just gonna get some alcohol for breakfast.
Here, have this.
I don't know if
What?
I should retry. He's finding you pain needles.
Oh,
They help with hangovers, trust me.
she's not hungover.
You look hungover.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll
I-
help anyways.
Okay. Like tucks them in a pocket.
No. You gotta eat them.
Okay, sounds good.
If
She'll
you
just like
need help sleeping,
tuck
I
them
can
into
help.
her drink.
What?
If Evangeline needs help sleeping, then I can help.
No, it's all right. I just had a few nightmares last night.
A pillow.
I'm pretty sure if I cast sleep, you don't get nightmares.
I have some of that sleeping aid stuff from our centaur friend that we met a while ago, but I just didn't get the chance to take it last night.
Sleep lasts for a single minute.
It does.
Well, it'll help a little bit, right?
Eventually needs a nap.
Power nap.
Go minute sleep.
All right, let's go get that cart.
Okay, so you guys are heading up to find the cart. Awesome. As you guys kind of continue, head up there, grabbing your packs, getting everything ready for the day as the sun is beginning to shine over the landscape. Trila and Billy Tifa with you guys. Her first name is Billy, so she goes by Billy.
Billy the
Hey,
Kid.
Billy.
And so as you guys are kind of headed up there, you eventually arrive, and Ladine is up as well there at the cart. She gets just kind of a final signature from you, Umberon. She says, "All right, I wish you all the best of luck. Be careful."
On the way to us leaving the town, I'd like to stop by a mailing company or whatever.
Yeah.
And then just give them like 2 gold and be like, I would appreciate you delivering this mail as quickly as possible.
They take the gold and of course, yeah. All right. As you guys arrive, and she just kind of sends you off. Yeah, go ahead, Ramus.
I would also like to do one last thing. I just want to like drop off a note at the Harpy's hideaway.
Okay.
To tell her that I won't be in town for a little while. So it sucks that we missed each other. Maybe when I come back, we can go over notes together sometime.
She wanted it the whole time.
Okay. As you guys begin your trek outward, I would love a survival check from one of you. Or actually, just roll me a d20.
18.
18. Okay. As you kind of travel for this first day, traveling over just kind of the roads of Manndannian, it's pretty uneventful. As you kind of traverse into the open, just forests of this area, the some of the beginning of the of a light snow had begun to fall around as you guys continue, but it doesn't seem like it'll hamper your travel in any way. It seems to mostly melt as it hits the ground. As you're continuing onward, as the day begins to kind of come to a close, I'd love a survival check from one of you guys to find a good camping spot.
I would also like to take a nap while we are journeying.
Okay, where are you sleeping?
On the cart.
Okay. It is filled with boxes.
Oh, it is? Is there like room in the front seat, like where the horses are?
I mean, if no one's driving, yes.
Can I sit like next to the person who's driving?
Yeah, with your head on, with your head on their shoulder, sleeping.
No, she can like lean back and sleep like that.
I gotta.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll carry you if you want.
It's all right. She just
So
won't.
I just want you to roll me a Constitution check.
That was a 18 on a survival check.
Awesome, thank you.
That is a 19 on Constitution.
Okay, you don't fall out of the car, and you're able to sleep.
Cool.
You get a short rest. That does not take away your exhaustion point.
Yeah.
As you are just kind of looking for a campsite, Frey, you're able to find a pretty a decent spot that's kind of it's up against a smaller kind of hill that has like kind of a chunk out of it. And you're able to just kind of get some shelter from kind of some of the winds that could blow tonight. And you're able to kind of set up.
Sometime during that trip, I want to ask Billy.
Okay.
Like out of first impression, what would she call our group? Like, what name would she name our group?
Okay, first impression.
Yeah, first impression to our group.
So just so you know, they already asked her this question.
Ooh,
Did we?
Was it the flirters?
No, you guys literally asked her this question last session, and it was Ramus who asked. Um,
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
um,
I was
and
like,
I'm,
I don't remember that.
and I'm pretty
Well,
sure
I know.
I can't remember
but I
what she
wasn't
said,
here.
but this time she'd probably say the the fun group. I don't know.
A fun group. I like it.
I like it.
What do you do?
Oh, I'm a tinkerer by
A
trade.
tinkerer? Wow. Just another person in this party smarter than me.
Well,
Don't worry, Frey. You'll
Not
find your
hard.
one one day.
Was there any competition to begin with?
Only people dumber in this party than me is the horses.
And that's only because they don't know how to speak.
Actually, I need to look up the intelligence of a horse right now.
I'm looking it up.
It's already
You have
happening.
a 2, so I think you beat that.
Guys, I'm 3 times smarter than a horse.
nailed
Nice.
it.
Let's go.
All right. As you guys just kind
Actually-
of bed down for the night, I'd love to, if you guys are doing watches, for some perception checks per watch.
Oh
I call
boy.
second watch.
I'll watch.
I'll
I'll
do
be
some
very good at
watches.
Don't let Ramus watch.
You second watch.
Second watch.
I will co-watch with Ramus.
All right.
I'll do the first
I'm by
watch.
myself in this group.
Okay, so right now it's looking like Sarah on first watch, Frey second, Umberon, and Ramus third. Are you doing one, Evangeline and Orestes?
I mean, it depends on how many we need, but yeah, I will because I don't need sleep that much. So
She would probably apologize and say that she couldn't sleep last night.
Okay.
So is it okay if I skip watch for tonight?
I'll watch for you. Don't worry about it.
Thank you, Ramus.
Okay. And you guys have kind of just to kind of set up for the night. For the first watch, which I believe is Serixair, if you'd make me a perception check.
A little bit. Not as bad as I thought. But it is just an 8.
Okay. All right. You're just kind of there, kind of watching and everything as like the night kind of goes on. I would love you to actually no, we're good. As you just kind of are glancing around, kind of watching, you notice as just outside of the firelight, you notice that just kind of like you see like a very small set of eyes.
I don't like that. I don't. How long has it been?
It's been like an hour or two. And you can hear a faint like snippet.
Sniffing.
Yeah.
Eyes sniffing. I don't have any sort of way to make light aside from
Oh yeah, why am I on a
fire. I'd probably wake up Frey at this point and point him towards the eyes. I'm not sure what it is, but it's
Have I seen-
sniffing.
Like, do these look like the eyes of an animal or the eyes of a humanoid?
Most likely the eyes of an animal, though they could be like an animaya.
Not just Billy, is it?
I'm going to slowly approach the bush with eyes.
Okay, it's not a bush. It's just like just outside the firelight.
Okay, I will slowly approach.
Okay. Make me an animal handling check.
Ten.
Okay. As you get closer, when you get within about 10 feet of it, and just because of the aspect of the firelight and everything, it's still kind of hard to totally make out what it is. It's small. It's a small creature. probably right around this size or so. And but as you get within about 10 feet of it, it kind of like leaps back and scares away. Not like fully away, but it's backed up another like 20 feet from you and is watching.
Is there a footprint where it used to be?
Yeah.
Can I tell what kind of footprint it is?
Make me a nature check.
We are doing so good on the rolls today, guys. That is a 4.
Okay. I mean, it's a footprint. Animal, for sure. It's not like a boot print.
It's not Viana, right? Viana's still here. Right?
Yeah, she is.
Okay. I was like, oh, that'd be terrifying.
Dragon eats you in the night.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, buddy, but it seems to be more afraid of us than we are of it. So remember,
Now.
only you can prevent forest
Is this Smokey the
Why?
Smokey, come in the night.
He's only a wee child at this point.
I guess I don't know. Do I start watch now? Is that what happens, or
I mean, sure. If you want to, you can switch out. Make me a perception check.
Yeah, we'll see how well we're doing now. Oh, that's a natural 20.
Okay.
27.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of rest there and you kind of sit still and just watch. And you watch as the eyes of this thing just like slowly kind of come closer until it like kind of enters the firelight. And you see kind of the mottled kind of dirty fur and stuff of like a very young puppy. That's just right there, and it's just kind of like looking in at you guys, and you can see that it's got kind of like sunken in like stomach and everything, and you can see its ribs. It's got kind of like fluffier fur, and it's just kind of like looking, and it's kind of getting closer, and like you can see that it's like it's watching everything, but it hasn't realized you're awake. Is basically, and it's going like slowly closer to like one of your packs, which you can tell is like a pack with like food in it. Is what it seems to be going towards.
Is it my pack or is it someone else's pack? Or is it like just a camp pack?
It seems to be just like a camp pack. It has I'll say it's like Orestus's, and he's probably smelling Orestus's rations.
All right.
Good thing I didn't do what I was going to do, which was Eldritch Blast the eyeballs.
Oh,
I can do this. Hold on.
Make it love us. It has to be our mascot.
I'm gonna use my once per day speak with animals.
Okay.
To talk with it.
Okay.
And to Yep, so I gained the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. The knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited by their intelligence, but at minimum, beasts can give you information about nearby locations or monsters, including whatever they would perceive or have perceived within the past day. You might be able to persuade a beast to perform a small favor for you at the GM's discretion.
Okay.
I want to offer it food, so I'm going to reach into my pack and take out a ration and just let it know that I mean it no harm at all, and that it will be welcome to join me and have some food.
Okay. It just kind of looks at you, and it just slowly moves closer. And basically the impression you're getting from it, you're not getting any words. Like, it doesn't seem old enough to give words. But basically the general sense you're getting from it is that it really wants food, but it's also terrified of you guys. And as it slowly gets closer, it gets within about 10 feet of you, but just stops, and it's just staring at you.
I am going to incredibly slowly lay down the rations on the ground and then back away.
Okay.
So that it has its space.
Okay. Make me a animal handling check.
Do better. 16?
Okay. You're able to set it down. Like, it does take one step back, but then you kind of set it down. And did you say you kind of backed away from it?
Yes,
Okay.
slowly.
Okay. It goes forward and it kind of like takes it and then just kind of like skitters back from you, like with the ration in its mouth, and it just starts like eating it.
Okay.
There on the ground, and it is just like, yeah, just like ripping it apart, eating it really, really quick.
Do I see like any other animals, or is this thing all alone?
Make me a perception check.
21.
Okay. You can hear animals like around, but this thing doesn't seem to have anything with it. It seems to be alone.
Okay.
You said 21, right?
Yes.
You do notice there is a campfire. It's way off in the distance, like likely several hundreds of feet away, if not a mile away.
Okay.
Like you can see a campfire like way off in the distance.
All right. I guess I'm just gonna wait until the dog finishes.
Okay. Yeah, it just kind of finishes like eating the ration, and you can actually see from like the amount it ate and how quickly like its stomach is just kind of bulged a little bit from it.
Okay.
And it just kind of like looks at all of you, and then it just like it kind of like looks at you, and just like it moves up like just like close to the like fire, and then just kind of like lays down, but it keeps its eyes just like staring at you.
Okay. That's just fine. I will let it get acclimated.
Okay.
I do want to keep an eye out on that campfire, and
okay.
If anything is coming from it. But I think I will remain on watch, and then I will warn whoever's waking up to about the puppy and about the fire.
Okay. So yeah, Umberon and Ramus, you're aware. I'd like either both of you to make perception checks, or one of you to make one with advantage.
Oh, I think we're both terrible at those.
I'll do it with advantage if you want.
I can also give you guidance.
Oh, nice. Let me just roll twice real fast. And what does
Guidance is a D4.
Okay. A D4? That will be 16.
Okay. Yeah, like you guys both notice like the puppy, and it it got up and kind of backed away when like Frey kind of moved to wake you guys up. And now it's just kind of staying there, still in the firelight, but it's just like watching both of you. As for the campfire, you can still see it, way off in the distance, and yeah, things seem currently fairly normal.
I would like to attempt to communicate with the puppy in Pathic.
Okay, what are you trying to communicate?
Just the sense of like we're friendly, like oh we're all cool, bro.
Okay. Yeah, you communicate the sense of like yo bro, we're cool, bro. With the faint gangster emotion that it receives, it's kind of like you see it kind of like do the little like it kind of cocks its head and its little floppy ears kind of perk just a little bit, as it just like looks at you, but it kind of stays where it is, and then moves slowly up to like getting closer to the fire, and then lays down again, just watching both of you.
Hey, Umberon.
Mm-hmm.
Umberon.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
Do you think we should go talk to the fire people?
Well, they probably don't want to be disturbed. They're probably trying to sleep too.
Oh yeah, I guess that's probably fair.
Wait.
What if we pulled a sick prank? What if we left everyone a gift when they woke up?
Well, I guess that seems harmless.
Nah. They're gonna
think
shoot you on sight.
understand the prank, the idea behind a prank.
They'll never know who it was.
Okay,
Well,
so
I just rolled a nat 1, so I'm going to assume that's my wisdom coming with you.
okay, so you two both just leave. Sweet.
Oh, who's watching that puppy? What's
Okay.
wrong with you guys?
You guys
The
leave.
puppy who's watching us.
Roll me a stealth check, both of you.
Okay.
Wait, who wasn't taking a watch, though?
Orestes, Billy,
I think I am.
Tila. Oh, are you taking? Oh yeah, you're taking the final watch, Orestes. I forgot. You're taking the final
okay.
watch.
But you don't need sleep, right?
Not really, no. I just need to meditate
Like,
for a
you need
little
half
bit.
as much as everybody else. Okay, I'm going to
Yeah.
let you know that Ramus needs to go do something. We'll be back, but just... Like,
Okay.
we'll be back.
I'll
they're just
put
gonna be
I'll
murdered.
put down my book and I'll be like, all right. I'll start watching the dog.
Okay, make
I
me a
might throw
perception
it
check.
a scrap of food every now and then.
Okay, make me a perception check here.
Watch the dog, not the bodies that are sleeping nearby.
I got a 9.
We don't care about you.
All right.
Wake up, I've been dragged off.
All right, those two of you who are going to get the Secret Santa, please roll me stealth.
You guys
got
are
a
so
9.
dumb. Dumb.
Promise.
That's a 6.
Six and a 9.
6 and a 9. Okay, so you guys walk
That's
up.
a
You're
good
like
number.
you're fairly certain you were being so stealthy, as you guys are getting close. As you
So I
guys
just
get
need
like
the front.
so you guys get within about like 20 feet of the campsite, and you're like you see you see that there seems to be like only like there seems to be one person that's there by the campfire, and they seem to be asleep right now. As you're moving up, you're like, oh, this is gonna be so easy. We can just leave something there. Both of you just feel a and you both are lifted by your legs upside down.
Oh, gosh.
Woo. Can I portal us out of here?
You can portal yourself.
I mean, I
Save
can't
yourself,
leave.
Ramus.
I can't
Leave
leave
Umberon
Umbra.
behind.
I'll portal myself out and then try to like untie it.
Okay. So you go over to like untie it. As you do, you look over and you notice that the person who was sleeping there, the bag is now empty.
That's good.
Oh boy.
Okay. And you just casually untie
That's a
it.
pretty good prank, guys.
You drop Umberon on his face. And you kind of
Dark.
you look around. The person who was there does not seem to be there anymore.
Oh, they were so pranked, they disappeared.
Order
Can
me to kill
I
you.
divine
They're gonna
sense?
make you disappear.
Sure. Yeah. You cast Divine Sense.
Nothing happens.
As you do, you get a very muted fiend.
Ah.
Fun.
Can I assume that just means
Ooh.
it's like a tiefling, or...
No, you get the sense that this is like. Actually, make me an insight check. I'd love an insight check.
Evangeline.
She's sleepwalking behind you, gun to both of your heads.
15.
Glowing red.
Yep. As you kind of are like thinking about it, and the divine senses you cast before, you immediately realize that the power of it is immense, of this feat. But it's being muted by something magical. It's like hiding it, basically. It's almost an illusion. But the fiend itself is immensely powerful.
Does he know where they are?
Oh yeah, you do get a general sense. You get the sense that you're actually not picking up the individual themselves. You're picking up the dregs of the individual. And the sense of it is coming back from your campsite.
What have you
Remus,
done?
I think we should
Thank
go
you.
back.
So much
We
fun.
don't appear to be
Thanks,
here
Ramus.
anymore.
The dog is a demon. Ah!
The dog is my
I'm
best
just gonna
friend.
leave a little something and then let's go.
Okay, what are you leaving?
I'm leaving a small statue of.
Vial of holy water.
I'm leaving a small statue of.
I could leave a vial of holy water.
Are there what's the closest thing to Christmas?
Okay.
I decided it's not a statue, it's some kind of like holiday decoration.
Yeah, let me really quick look up my holidays.
Ramus asking the hard questions.
Yeah, I have to come up with holidays.
And Ramus putting the whole party in danger because they wanted to leave an ornament at a fiend's campsite.
Hey,
Just
even
a prank,
devils
bro.
deserve
I'm
Christmas
gonna cry.
spirit.
Frey should not have told Ramus about the fire, just Umberon.
I don't know you're talking about. This is going perfectly.
Wow,
And
we're all gonna
just as
die and
we
that's
Die.
I'm sorry, guys.
Just get possessed. That won't be so bad.
I don't want to. I don't. You're already kind of possessed.
If we hadn't gone
Yeah,
over
you
there,
won't
and I
tell
hadn't
me
divined
anything about
sense, we wouldn't know
Um,
anything was going on.
I don't know. You still have.
I'd say the closest to Christmas would be you would know that the 15th of Titan Wind is the day where people celebrate the Cogmender specifically, and people will leave creations that they've made for each other. Like they'll make gifts for each other.
Oh, that's fun. I'll take something that was probably like something from Umberon's house that was made when he was a child
Nice.
and just put it there and then leave.
Nice. Okay. You guys head back. Orestes. As you are just kind of sitting there, you watch these two leave.
Yep.
And then as you're just kind of sitting there, just kind of waiting and kind of waiting for them to come back, you watch as you hear a voice just from the edge of from the edge of the firelight, just say, "Permission to enter the camp."
Sure.
Okay. And you watch entering.
I'll.
Okay, go for it.
No, I won't tap anyone. I'll just be like, I'll prepare myself.
Okay. Yeah.
Like,
you watch as a man in a well-made suit with a green top hat that is kind of a darkish green, almost black, but faintly green, walks in, and you can see a very, very bright blue flower on the lapel. And you can see they have a very ornate cane in one hand. Kind of steps in and says, "Thank you. This is a wonderful day. Such kindness from."
Would you like to sit next to me and we could share stories as I take watch?
Of course. Thank you. And he walks over and just sits down next to you. He says, "Quite a lively." Well, no, lively. They're asleep currently, but quite a interesting bunch you have here. Elf,
yes.
A undead, we have a
undead,
a Anamaya, a Dragonborn.
An Anamaya?
Interesting.
Wait, which one of you is a Dragonborn?
He says, Furbolg, a Metalier. Oh, that's interesting. A Bestian with some secrets to hide. Interesting.
Oh, this is great. I don't know any of this. Would you like to share with the group?
With the group? Would you like us to wake them all up?
No. I'd just like to know what you're talking about.
Oh, Well,
We
this
can
one
wave
right here.
it.
This one here, and she points at Evangeline, where you can kind of see like
Ah.
the veil kind of there. Undead. Also quite.
Oh.
Do I tell you that? We'll wait. Points
Okay,
at
perfect.
points at let's see, who do we want to do next? Points at Ramus and says, accidents, who knows? Points at Umberon and says, it's a great disguise, but I'd say Dragonborn if I were a betting man, and I am.
Okay.
And then just goes like he points at Sarixer and says, "A man on the run if I've ever seen one." Points at Frey and he's like, "I mean, pine needle tea isn't bad, honestly."
It isn't. Honestly, I've been surprised. He's stuck some pine needles into my drinks before. It's not the worst.
It's not
It
bad.
is uncomfortable, but it's not the worst.
Pine nuts, though, they're good.
I would imagine they're a lot better. They don't stab nearly as much on the way down.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And this one points at Ramus, and you watch as he like puts his hand over and kind of just like brushes the top of like the fur on Ramus's head.
And Umberon are not there.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Sorry, but just like he says,
devil magic and teleport
Snap the finger
this
around the
devil
sister.
magic. He points to the sleeping bags where they were.
Okay.
And he like
even creepier.
points at where Ramus was and says, another on the run. Interesting.
Oh, Ramus is on the run. That doesn't really surprise me. Has sticky fingers, that one.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's wonderful to talk to someone so jovial and kind. This is great. Your friends are coming back. They seem to be concerned about something. But I thought I'd just give you a quick
That's great.
quick warning.
May I ask your name?
My name, of course. My name is Parman.
Pardon.
Parman.
Okay. Parman. Okay.
Parman.
Okay.
Yep.
I hope to see you again soon, I guess.
Oh, I'm sure we'll see each other very soon.
Great.
In fact, I've already met so many of you. So interesting.
That's also great. Okay. Well, thank you for the information.
Of course.
I'll hold out my hand. Yeah, give him a little handshake.
Yeah, he shakes your hand. As soon as you like touch his hand, you feel like just like you don't actually laugh, but like this immense like hit of like laughter, like almost like you've just heard the funniest joke in your life. And
I
like
have joy, I see.
and you also just like feel this, but you also get the sense of like a immense power.
Right.
And he then just kind of says, "Oh, and when she's awake,
Who?
I'm going to tell you. Give me a moment.
Okay.
And when she wakes, would you tell Raze that that her old friends are looking for her, and if she's looking to gain some things that she may have lost, she can find me in Ormouth. Tell her
Sure.
tell her to
I'll
check
give her
the toppled inkwell.
the top of the inkwell.
The toppled inkwell.
The toppled inkwell. Okay. I'll give her a note.
Thank you.
Feel like she'd probably appreciate that, just in case somebody might eavesdrop.
Yeah, of course. If you'll excuse me, I do need to get on for a moment.
Skedaddle.
And he stands up and he walks kind of out of the firelight. Ramus and Umberon, you guys come rushing into firelight like at the moment he leaves through the same place he just left through.
That was interesting. Welcome back. What happened that was bad? I've been informed.
The divine sense, like, it kept getting stronger and stronger for you, Umberon, and then as soon as you entered the firelight, it disappeared.
Interesting. Is that
one could say someone told me. It could just have been my inner voice. Who knows?
One more thing just to add to this. As he leaves, he just like reaches down and like pets the dog, who doesn't seem to be afraid of him at all. He just like pets the dog and he says, "Such a lovely creature. Keep an eye on them for me, will you?" And then he gets up and walks off.
So the Fiendor is not coming from the dog?
No.
Okay.
No, dog's pretty cool.
Then where was the fiend?
So how was your guys' trip, eh? Do we need to run? That's my question.
I don't think so. Maybe.
Maybe.
We should be fine. It's fine. We just
Umberon, should we wake everybody up? And should we go?
I don't know that it's necessary to do that yet.
Some people need their sleep.
Okay. So
Ramus.
But we should be on guard.
Yeah.
Ramus, as you're just kind of standing there, you suddenly just kind of hear like, just like as if someone's standing next to you. You hear, "It was good to see you again, Ramus. Hope to see you soon." And then the voice disappears.
Well, if you guys would like to get some sleep before we leave, feel free. I'll try and keep as good of watch as I can.
Oh no. Oh,
Something
okay.
wrong, Ramus.
I mean, this place seems to have a lot of voices.
I'm sure it does. Do you need me to play you a tune so you can get to sleep a little bit easier?
If you can, that'd be fun, I think.
Okay, I shall. I'll just start playing my lute.
Okay. As you begin the soft playing of your lute, as the morning light begins to slowly come to your next day, we'll end our episode there. End our session there.
Woo!
Yay!
Yay!
I don't know how I feel about that one.
No.
Everybody chill. Everybody chill.
Well, if I...
Yeah, I just invited the guy in. Yeah, that's weird. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Well, thank you guys all for being here. We'll see you guys next week. Super excited that you guys are here. And again, if you kind of want to join for a campaign, there's one coming up here. If you'd like to kind of see me as a DM going with you, feel free to check out the website there on the bottom left of your screen. But yeah, so great to have you guys here. And we will see you this upcoming week. All right. We'll see you guys. Bye.